can't even see my fingers.
You're not supposed to say 1. You're supposed to say 3, 2. No, actually, it's like 4, 3.
Yeah, because you know why they do that?
Why?
Because in the old days, it just became standard practice. But in the old days, you would actually start to roll the sound. You'd start to record the sound before you recorded the visuals, because they ran at different speeds.
Oh yeah, latency.
Yep.
We know. I know all about that.
I
do a little bit of the camera work, kind of ish.
But now it synchronizes automatically.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure this out before we get started. I want to be able to get the live chat on my phone instead of having to turn over and just keep looking at the damn computer.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So people don't think I'm looking away, because I had a few comments. Well, not comments on the videos, but I had a few comments like that. Why do you keep looking over there? I was like, because I'm looking for comments.
Yep.
So, but anyway, so we're gonna have a few different topics tonight. Actually,
we're catching back up.
It's
been a minute.
It has been a while. Just like the song says, it's been a while.
That's one of those songs that like you never remember, but then you hear it and then it just comes back.
All the words, boom.
The Finger 11 song's the same way. I can't remember the name of it.
No. Inception. Pause it. Live chat. There we go.
One Thing, I think it's called. I don't know if that's the title, but like.
Oh gosh, I hate that song so much.
Oh, I know, but it's like when you hear it,
you know.
You're like, I don't know the words of that song. It's if I traded it.
What about the other one? Little clear glaze on my face, on your face. I'm not paralyzed. I hate that one. You know what? You know what's funny is before they became mainstream. Do you remember on a Dragon Ball Z movie? And I'm pretty sure it was
probably Lord
Slug. Dude, the soundtrack in that thing was awesome. But anyway,
they did that on Lord Slug.
They had
and
a
Cooler's
song
Revenge.
in there called "First Time."
Yes.
This feels like the first time. Oh, dude, I'm infatuated with that song. Like
that was such a good move for them.
Oh my gosh! But if they would have like stuck with that sound,
yeah. But you know what's funny?
That had more underground.
I don't think it would work now.
No, hell no.
Which is so ironic because back then it was perfect, but even now I know it wouldn't work.
No, and that's sad because songs nowadays, even like. I don't think you were ever really a Blink-182 fan, but
not hardcore, but I mean,
but they their sound nowadays is like real techno-y.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like I swear that's what everyone's going with. Not like techno. I can't explain it.
It's kind of like an EDM.
Yeah, ugh. Not a fan. Some people like it.
I'm not either.
Ketel's really into it.
I have trouble respecting someone that can create an entire song on their laptop
and just sitting there comfortably.
I don't.
No instruments. They're just pressing E buttons.
Yeah, I just have there can be elements that can elevate a song, but the whole thing, I don't.
I've got a few buddies who, well, actually one in particular, he makes dubstep.
Uh-huh.
And that shit is wild. I'm not a fan. I'm just going to say it. I'm not a fan, but that shit is wild.
Dude, I just realized what we could have done. I'm not going to do it tonight, but we might do it later. We could have done like a mask challenge.
A mask?
Yeah, like we do a podcast.
Oh,
and we see
what you're saying?
No, we see who can keep their mask on the longest because it's already uncomfortable.
Oh, I'd lose.
It's already hot. I'm going to try to stick it out for the gag.
Well, you're lucky because I turned the heat off in here because it's pretty cold outside.
It's very cold outside. Like I went to the gym in pants.
I still never go to the pants, but the thing is I bring a bag with me, so I change.
And it was purely because I didn't want to have to change. I wanted to just walk in and do my shit.
Oh, yeah. So trouble on the forefront. I got some car issues. I actually was going to stay tonight at work and ended up my engine power keeps reducing on me.
Huh.
I have no get up and go, so got to figure that out. And I don't know why that's relevant, but
that blows.
It's been a while. I haven't talked to him in a few weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's like there's been a handful of texts, but it's always been like, hey, are we doing a podcast? It's like, oh, I can't. And it's like, hey, I'm available on this way. Well, fuck, I can't.
Yeah. And you're definitely way more available. Even though you work a hell of a lot more.
I haven't been lately, though, because of all the nonsense going on with my houses.
Oh yeah. So what's going on with the other house?
The new one,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting to close.
Where's
'Cause
that?
it's a little west of the Indianapolis Zoo, but not so far that it's in like Speedway.
Oh, okay. There you
It's
go.
but it's not downtown either. It's kind of like in between
So it's
downtown
a
and
nicer,
Speedway.
safe-ish area.
It's not the greatest, but so funny story is when my realtor. Okay, I'm tapping out.
Oh.
So when my realtor it was actually the first house I looked at, and on the way there, my realtor and we get off 70 and we take I want to say Martin. No, it wasn't. We didn't take Martin Luther King, but it was close. I don't remember what street it was, but anyway, we're going through, and I'm driving through the neighborhoods, and I'm like, "Oh, Scott, no," because I'm like, if he turns here, that's a hell no.
And he's probably just like, hear me out. Hear me out.
Basically, he was like, he was like, it's not great, but it's not that bad.
Did you get a good deal?
Kind of. So it's a duplex, and each side's a little on the small side, but it's just me and a dog. But what tipped the scales for me is it also comes with the vacant lot that's next door.
Oh, nice.
And it was funny because I was on the fence because I'm not crazy. Like, the neighborhood's not terrible, but again, it's not the greatest. But I'm also looking for a duplex, so it's kind of like,
But is this a duplex?
yeah.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking it wasn't. So you've got a duplex and a vacant lot?
Mm-hmm. But it was funny because I'm thinking a vacant lot's not really that big of a deal. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with that? I might be able to rent it for a little bit. But then I'm talking to my realtor, and I'm in the middle of telling him, like, hey, man, I'm just not crazy about this one. And I was like, but the lot intrigues me. But then he's like, well, I did some digging, and they paid $35,000 for it. And I'm like, what? Excuse me?
For just that lot?
Just that lot. Now, I'm not thinking I'm going to get that for it. I'm going to try. But
so you're going to try to sell the lot?
Fuck yeah, I am.
There you go. That's just
Well, because I'm looking
cash.
at it this way. So it's like, let's say I get there and the area is let's just say it's just terrible. Like, I can't do it. I sell that lot. I already got a down payment. Find a new place. Get the hell out of there. And I still have 2 rental properties. Or I like it.
And you stay there.
And I stay there for a little while. Because the goal is to get into another one. But not. Or hell, I might even just be like.
Is that your plan to just live in a bunch of duplexes and rent out the other side and then just keep going?
1 or 2. And
That's
then.
a good idea. And then eventually get out.
I want to get 2 or 3 under my belt. And then depending on where I'm at, I might look for like a house to live in.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm single. And the only thing holding me down is a job and a dog. So.
Single and ready to mingle. Hit them up, guys.
Let's not. Guys. Fucker. Don't out me, you bitch.
Son of a bitch. Oh, shit. Okay.
I told you I wanted to have a coming out party.
Oh.
That's a cotillion joke. But
I don't know that one. Cotillion?
yeah, it's a Southern tradition. As Sheldon Cooper described on the Big Bang Theory, it's a child is taught all the social graces one would need to be, in 18th century Vienna.
Oh, okay. You know, the funny thing is I never watch any of those shows. The Big Bang Theory, I only, watched a handful of episodes.
It's so funny.
And that's what I've always heard, but, I was always too busy.
Oh, damn it, I took off my mask. Now I got the Rona.
Motherfucker.
I didn't sneeze on you.
I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not looking over there.
Do what?
My shit is so numb. I gotta get back to the chiropractor.
Oh.
I think we eventually might have to start switching sides because,
Switching sides?
yeah, because if I'm able to look this way. Because I have a bulging disc in my C5 and C6.
Yeah.
And honestly, Joe Rogan swears, an
DMT?
inversion. Have you ever had elk meat? No. What is it?
Inversion? Yeah, where you're
inversion table. Yeah, he swears
I
by
want
them.
one. I want to try it.
Well, they're $120. I'll go in half. No, they have Joe Rogan. Sorry, Jesus. He has a bulging disc in his neck.
Yeah.
And he says that he swears by that inversion table. And he
It makes sense,
helps him
though.
because it allows your spine to decompress.
And it allows the fluid to get back in there between the discs.
Yep. And there's actually a brand called Teeter I've been looking into. And they swear by it. It's like my whole right arm right now is just tingly. And it's so annoying. So like if you see me like fidgeting, I'm not on crack.
After the podcast, I'm going to show you something that might give you some temporary relief. It's a Ddp Yoga thing.
Okay.
But it's awesome. The first time I did it, I cracked my back. Like,
is it where you're like in dog position and then your back and the neck? No,
nope, different one. Okay. Although that one
that helps. I do that every now and then.
Yeah, I still need to get you to do a Ddp Yoga, but I kind of want to record it.
Oh God.
I just not to laugh or anything.
Oh no, absolutely you're gonna laugh.
No, that's not it. I like seeing people do it the first time because it's very unassuming. Like you see it and you're like, there's no fucking way.
I'm pretty decent about doing stuff like that for the first time. I don't feel like I did your round of things that you had to we do at the gym. Up, yeah. I don't feel like I did horrible on those.
No, and it's the first time.
Those one push-ups you had me doing though,
the bicep ones,
that was awesome. But like you're like really good at them, and I was like,
I've been doing them for months. So you should have seen me the first time.
I was like, I'm 260 pounds, and this shit's just like fucking down here at my waist.
But that's just it, because the only muscle group I wasn't hitting in that routine was the bicep, and I'm like, how am I going to do a body weight bicep that's not like fake, like doing dynamic resistance, which I mean you can do, but it's not the same as pushing your body weight up. And I found that, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I do it, and I'm like, everything I had to do one.
I think I did like one or two. I can't remember. I don't think I did all four. I think I did like.
Yeah, I made myself start over because I didn't work out for 2 weeks.
Oh shit!
So I finished 1 week. Now I'm back at 2.
Hey, it's all right.
It feels better. It does. Tonight was a really good workout, though. It was.
What'd you work out?
I do. I think I mentioned it. I follow How to Beast on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And if you go on his website,
I've watched this. Yeah.
So funny story about him. The first time, and I would be so flattered if he ever saw this and heard me say this. The first time I saw him, I thought he was a total douche. A fucking, like a total meathead douchebag. I'm like, this guy? But then, I don't know, I found it entertaining. So I kept watching, and then I'm like, huh. A lot of the stuff this dude's saying makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't follow it gospel, but if you go to his website, you can get a free, like, beginner bulking routine. And it's actually really good.
Well, I'm assuming you already have it.
Yeah.
And does it have anything about nutrition on there?
Kind of.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, because with all programs, nutrition is like 70%
and he says that. And when I say kind of, you can get a kind of sort. You can get a nutrition.
I don't mean like a nutritional plan. I mean like a guideline. Like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Like you should be eating this percentage fats.
Yes,
carbs.
He does, and he goes over that in a lot of his videos.
Right. Which actually, to be honest with you, in my opinion, and I'm no registered dietitian, but I've been watching a lot of different guys, and two in particular, they go back and forth with this thing. I'm pretty sure they coined the term, but I've told you about it, the anabolic diet.
Yep.
Basically, doesn't matter. It matters how much you eat. Watch your calories and eat enough protein, because
that's
obviously
basically what I'm doing.
If you don't eat enough protein, you're not necessarily going to burn a lot of muscle. But if you're working out heavy and you're like utilizing a lot of muscles and you don't get enough protein, it's not going to synthesize correctly,
right. It's
and
not
you're going to
burn, build as much.
Well, it's not going to build, but you're going to start. You could get skinny fat.
Right.
And nobody wants skinny fat.
It's better than fat, but.
Well,
from a health standpoint, not really. It's actually worse, because then you don't know.
I'm not gonna say his name, but then you end up like one of the. Well, he didn't work out, but or maybe he did. He was in our school. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna JP.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Craig's buddy.
Yep.
Well, yeah, he's a good dude. He's a
so
hell of
now
a dude.
you outed him.
Yeah. Well, I outed Craig. No, like I said, he was kind of skinny fat.
Yeah. which always kind of struck me as not odd.
It was weird because he was active.
He was an
24/7.
athlete.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
He was cardio. Go, 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 go,
Go, go, go, go, go.
Maybe he didn't lift weights. Maybe he didn't eat proper diet, which a lot of people don't understand proper
Well,
diet.
and sometimes, and this is the big one, is sometimes genetics are just stacked against you.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, it's not that he can't.
You
but
can
it's
break
just,
through, but
it's harder. It's harder. I know plenty of people that they just got the raw end of the deal. And then I know these assholes that can eat whatever they want, and they've got 6-packs. And
I definitely don't
like,
have
I lift
that.
like once a month, bro.
Well, honestly, like, I would be that guy you would hate to have training you at the gym because I'd be like, that's an excuse. That's an excuse.
No, I'm that guy.
What?
I'm that guy.
Says that? No excuses?
Oh, I've been... So, I conned Brittany into going to work out with me on Sunday. Yes, on Sunday.
Alton?
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably... Yeah, I shouldn't say that. Anyway. Oh, that's not her name now, is it?
Oh, no, I guess it's not.
Okay, we're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, everybody knows, but anyway. So,
No, they don't.
And she hasn't been working out for a while, but I've been joking, but like I told her, I said, hey, I'm at the gym on like usually on like Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, if not more. So I was like, you're more, and I'm trying to get her to go to. I think she's gonna go do a Krav Maga class, and that I am doing to be an asshole, because that's fun.
Are you gonna be like Mark Wahlberg in Daddy's Home? I just did it just to do it because have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Remember how he's just like, I learned tap dancing just so I could kick the guy's ass or something like that, you know? And I learned how to sing just so I could kick the guy's ass. I can't remember the exact.
I love those movies.
Oh yeah, they were still good.
The second one's hilarious too.
Oh yeah, especially the. Oh my God, the kiss. That was so awkward.
That was funny.
It was so funny, but I was just like, I was like uncomfortable. I was
I'm
like, I'm not a phobe or anything, but I was just like.
I'm not gonna lie. I was in the theater and I'm like, oh,
absolutely.
Oh,
I can't remember if I watched that.
And then they cut to Mel Gibson and he's the only one who's like, yeah, because he doesn't know. Everybody else is like,
what?
And he's just over here like,
yeah. And then when he kisses Mark Wahlberg, and they're like, let's not do that.
Let's not do that ever
I think
again.
he said something like that. Oh.
So anyway, because here's the thing. My first class I ever took at the Krav Maga gym that I go to, before every class, they do a warm-up. And a warm-up is, like, I'm used to it now, but generally what they'll do is I don't want to ruin it, though. They'll do some running exercises, then they'll do some body weight stuff, and basically they're trying to get you tired, and then they start the class. Now, if you're...
Exhaustion.
I wouldn't say exhaustion. If you're not used to it, you will. But the whole point is we train at a deficit, so like we want you to be able to do the technique when you're tired.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, you're going to be tired.
Well, yeah, because if you can do the technique perfectly when you're tired, imagine how you're going to do it when you're not tired.
Right. Well, you want to be able to actually do it. It doesn't have to be pretty, but so the first time I took a class, like I'm hitting this like full, like I'm giving it everything I got because I'm like there's no way they're going to keep this up. 15 minutes later,
you're like,
oh. I'm dying, and then I'm like, oh. And they're like, okay, now we're gonna hit stuff. But when we hit stuff in Krav, it's not like.
Where were you?
The Krav Maga gym up in Fishers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but when we learn punches in Krav Maga, like we go over the proper form and everything, but that's maybe 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time we're actually hitting pads like full force for like the rest of the class.
How long is that?
They're an hour.
Oh.
So about
50. Yeah, so about 45 minutes then?
Yeah, and then at the very end, usually what we'll do is we'll incorporate everything that we learned into like a stress drill, but this is literally usually like the last 5 minutes. And the stress drill is the most tiring part.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's when it's just like, okay, you've got 3 people with pads around you and you're going nuts, and like people are hitting you and you got to switch and unload on that pad.
Oh, wait, so like people are just coming from all sides?
Yeah. Well, and see, the thing is
so
like...
it's legit like a DBZ battle?
I mean, essentially, because what'll happen, my first stress drill I ever did was one person's holding a pad and I'm throwing nonstop straight punches. And then somebody else has a kicking shield. and then they bump me and I have to turn, and then I just do nonstop kicks, and then somebody's behind me and they'll like choke me from the front or from the back, and I have to defend, and then I have to immediately go back to punching or kicking, whichever one I see first.
That's wild.
I love stress drills. They're so much fun. I always love to go first too.
Well, yeah.
Because I want to get it over with. I love it, though.
I bet that is fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. But the first time you do it, it's exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even so, like I still, on my test to go from level 1 to level 2, it was 6.5 hours. Almost nonstop. There was one break where, thank God I brought a protein bar with me because I was dying. But it was pretty much nonstop, but it was so much fun.
That sounds like something I'd like to do. Dude,
you can do a free class to try it out. The only thing that it sucks is A, it's in Fishers, and B, it's not expensive for what you get, but it is kind of expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like a gym membership's $10, but you can take as many classes as you want.
You didn't get the massage bed?
No, but I'm gonna upgrade.
It's not worth it.
No, I'm gonna upgrade so that I can go to any one of them though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, obviously, you're not going to want to have to come down here to.
Well, I can move my gym, but here's my problem.
Oh, that's right.
There's one close. There's one like 10 minutes away from where I'm going to live, but then there's also one right next to my Krav gym. So, it doesn't make sense. Like if I wanted to get a workout in and Krav in the same day, it doesn't make sense to go to Krav then drive all the way around.
Or on lunch at work or something.
Right, something like that.
Because I imagine there's one close to your office too, right?
Well, it's my Krav gym and Planet Fitness up there are like less than 10 minutes away.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So when I move, I'm going to upgrade. All right. I'm just going to upgrade to the plan. And plus, then I can take somebody with me whenever, so I can get victims. And
I tried, man. I was in the gym constantly for a year, and I tried to get people to go. Keatle, he lives right down here. I tried to get him to go, and he just excuses. I was like, brother, you don't work.
Yeah, so anyway, I want to watch, I will admit, and I told her this to her face, I want to watch you writhe in agony, because that's fun. I want to watch her drop, because it's revenge from our Taekwondo days.
Oh, okay.
For all those times she kicked me in the face.
You enjoyed it.
No, not really.
Ouch. Why does she keep kicking me in the face?
So I assume you watched the
PG. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that part 100 times. That's so funny.
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
No, recently I just watched a panel with all the Vegetas.
Even the
Drummond?
That was funny.
Well, no, not that. It was like a Comic-Con, but it was.
But did it have?
It had Brian Drummond.
Lanny Couture?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love
the
that
Japanese
panel.
actor.
No. The guy who did him on Lanny Couture, who voiced him in DBZ Abridged.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
There's a panel where he's on there with
official. There's he's on there.
Mm-hmm. There's a panel where, and I think they had all the Gokus once too.
Oh yeah, but Sean Shamel, he's all against them.
Yeah,
he's like it's not lice or something like that. And then
you got
Sabat is
but then you got Chris Sabat who's like, holy shit, they're here.
Yeah,
get up here. I just love it because he's like, I can't officially say this, but I love what you guys are doing to that dub because I wanted to do it so bad.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if he did that?
I think they should.
They should get. I think
they should go back and do it. Actually, what I think they should do, I think they should, since they own the intellectual property, I think they should put DBZ Abridged and release it like officially, and pay those guys some money, some back pay.
The only problem with that is the execs over in Japan.
Yeah, I know.
They're not for that.
But here's what they.
We make it quick, we make dollar. Fuck you.
But here's what I think they don't understand. So
I said I wouldn't cuss during this one. My bad.
Oh, they've been doing DBZ Abridged for almost 10 years. Don't tell me it didn't.
I watched the ending like little segment they had. And
yeah.
They were just like their dogs were put down. They were just so sad. Like, have you watched the video of them explaining? It was like 15 minutes long. Ugh.
It sucks, but I get it. And talk about a high note to end on, because that last episode, the way they do it is better than anything that was actually in the canon series. I will make that statement.
Man, we're gonna have to do a full-fledged podcast on DBZ because we could talk for hours.
For hours.
But maybe it's coming soon.
Yeah, it'll come soon. That'll be a good one to can.
So what else you got before we hop into
so I'll finish
Corona?
my thought. So I conned her into working out with me.
I'm gonna grab something. Keep talking. I'm listening.
Conned her to go and working out with me, and we just did.
Yes, I'm a giant.
We did my B workout because there's an A and B workout with that system.
Yeah.
And she's extremely competitive.
Oh yeah, she was always
Yeah. She doesn't like to admit defeat.
Oh shit.
But she did good. She did really good, but she's very sore and tired. And anyway, so I asked her, I was like, you gonna meet me at the gym today? And she's like, I can't. I just can't. And she also has I don't remember what it is. She has an autoimmune disorder. Yeah, I know. She's explained it to me. I don't really...
Got a name?
Not that I can remember. It does have a name, but like, without getting into too much details, like it's very rough on her. So
Lupus, maybe?
It's not lupus. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to ask her.
Do you remember any symptoms? I know a lot about them.
It's mostly a dietary thing. It's a stomach thing.
Ulcerative colitis?
I don't remember.
Crohn's?
No, it's not Crohn's. I don't remember. I'll ask her.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's rough, and she's had some major issues with it. She's doing better, but
yeah, I had to research all that shit when I couldn't find out that I was just lactose intolerant. I was like, why am I pooping so much? What is going on? And it's like, oh, you can't drink milk. I was like, or dairy, and I was like, oh, okay, is that it? I just buy medicine.
I can do that.
Yeah,
like that.
People. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that anyway.
But anyway, and I've called her wuss like 6 times, but she knows I'm kidding. Because I wouldn't actually call somebody a wuss. It's like you showed up and you did the work. You're not a wuss.
How many kids she have now?
3.
3? You gonna be stepdaddy? No.
Nope.
She even with anybody?
I don't think so. But nope.
Be a quick way to get some kids. I remember once upon a time you're like, yeah, I wanted to start a family, and it never worked out. And you can rent a family for $9.99 a month.
I think her oldest son thinks I'm weird though.
All kids do.
Oh, I know, but
especially at that age. How old is he?
I think he's
10,
11.
11.
I think he's 11 or 12.
That's Drew's boy, right?
No, that's her middle son.
Oh, I thought he was the first one.
No, her oldest son. But anyway, so long story short, they helped me out with something at my mom's house. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, let me buy you guys dinner at least. So we went to Cracker Barrel. But anyway, and like, he's just a really quiet kid. Not weird at all, but he's just very quiet. And I mean, I think I've met him like once or twice. So it's like,
so of course.
So I mean, she has to go use the restroom, right? So the first thing I do as soon as she's out of sight and I'm watching, I'm like, okay, how are we gonna mess with her? And he's just like, what?
What do you mean?
Basically. And I'm like, how are we gonna mess with her?
He's probably just a little awkward.
A little, because he enjoyed what I did. I took some of the straw paper and put it on the end and put it back in her drink. So then when she drank it, it was. And it's funny because we're both like, she comes back and I'm just like, be cool. And then he's just staring at her the whole time, just waiting. Just waiting. And then when she goes to drink, he's like cracking up a little bit, but he's like trying to not sell it.
Oh shit! Yeah, you almost had him out of the shell.
Oh, I think he enjoyed it. I'm not gonna chicken out though.
No chickens.
So yeah,
no substitutes. So how was your Thanksgiving? Oh, someone said something. Sosa Potence, that's my buddy. He says, my boy in the DBZ. You damn right.
Representing at the gym. The guy at the counter. You know what?
This is actually... go ahead. Finish.
So I'm going to say something here. I don't know what happened, man. We were born at the wrong time. We were born at the wrong time because I am shocked. Dude, when we were in middle school, I never thought this would be cool.
Oh, dude.
Like, to wear out. Every time I wear this, at least one person compliments me on it.
Nice shirt or nice sweatshirt. Yeah, anytime I see someone wearing a DBZ,
hey man, I love the shirt.
Anything.
I even wore one to the gym. It's not obvious. It's got the turtle symbol, but it's really small, and it's like a gray shirt, so it's not obvious. And then a guy, never met him, just does that, and he's like, Goku, nice. I'm like,
Goku.
the only time that's worth is any time I wear a Bullet Club shirt. Doesn't matter where I am, at least one person will too sweet me.
So, not to get off on that tangent again with the DBZ, but have you watched a series called Baki the Grappler?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Watch it.
I hear it's good.
My buddy who commented, hold on. My buddy who actually commented, he does a lot of videos on Baki, and like seriously, that series, it's amazing.
I hear it's good.
In his opinion, he likes it better than DB Dragon Ball, and that's a little tough for me but the thing is, I really like it.
It's supposed to be more realistic, though, right?
It is.
Because it's about Muay Thai, isn't it?
I believe so, and that's actually I'm pretty sure Andrew is that's my friend's name. He's a Muay Thai fighter.
Oh man, Muay Thai.
He's good.
No
He's
joke.
got some videos.
Muay Thai's no joke.
Oh yeah, but
there's a lot of stuff we do in Krav that we took from Muay Thai.
Yeah.
We amended our knee strikes a little bit, but we do a lot of elbows too. But Muay Thai's no joke.
No, he's they call him Andrew the Brick Wall Sosa because like I've watched him fight, and
I believe it.
Like he'll get hit and then it just nothing, and then he's just like pa pa.
We throw the same round kicks too. The only thing we do is we don't drop the hand like a lot of Muay Thai fighters do. Because they'll do it because you will get a little bit more leverage if you like drop your if you're kicking with your right and you drop your left when you come around. But in Krav we keep our hands up. That's the only real difference. You do sacrifice a little bit of power, but you also protect your head. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You gotta protect the brains.
Yeah, you gotta protect the computer.
The brains. So anyway. What else you got before we hop into?
Oh, nothing. You just asked me about my Thanksgiving. That was my Thanksgiving.
I know. I saw your steak. Did you make that at home, or
was
that made for you?
Nope, I made that at home. That's a bison. They didn't have any ribeye, so I had to settle for chuck. But
you actually were able to get bison?
Yeah, Whole Foods.
Oh,
yeah. I made a special trip. I got my bison steak and then my purple sweet potatoes. Which are fucking amazing, by the way.
I'm not gonna hate on that.
Oh, they're actually really good.
Eating really good with the McDonald's drink, right?
I know, that's my one.
Hey, it's okay.
That's my vice. That's the one thing I haven't been able
Soda?
to. Yeah,
it's hard to kick.
It's so hard to kick.
I'm good at getting rid of it, but
I know I'm great at getting rid of it.
No, I'm really good at peeing.
Yeah.
Getting the soda addiction out, I can get rid of it for months, but then all of a sudden something happens and it just comes back.
My problem is too that I find I'm a stress drinker, so when everything is going perfect, I can really limit my intake. But I have one bad day at work and I'm just like,
I need a drink.
That's why I don't drink, because I know, man.
Well, see, the thing is, honestly, I think you might be a little better with that because I thought I would be that way too. And I tried it. I was like, you know what? I'm stressed out. I'm going to have a drink. And I did not. I was just like, I had no desire to it. I really, have no desire to drink unless I want to. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but I don't know. To each their own.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
But this is my I'm back because I totally fell off the wagon. I'm back on my I'm slowly limiting my intake.
What about your calories?
I'm pretty good about what I eat. I'm pretty good on that. And I'm able to eat more calories now that I'm consistently lifting. Mm-hmm. So that's really not my issue. I know my issue is that right there.
What would you say your daily expenditure for calories is?
As far as what I burn?
What do you normally eat? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, expenditure. I meant your allowance.
Well, my allowance, I can tell you.
What do you have, MyFitnessPal?
Yeah.
Great app.
I love MyFitnessPal. Seriously, if you're trying to lose weight, I don't care how you're trying to do it, MyFitnessPal. So my allotment for calories is 1887. And I did the typical, because I hooked myself up to my heart monitor for an hour and did nothing. I was completely sedentary, and then did the math, and I burn If I'm completely sedentary all day, I will burn 2,400 calories naturally. Yeah. So,
what the fuck?
what do you mean?
Sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but 2,400, but just being sedentary.
In 24 hours.
Oh.
So I burn about, naturally I burn about 100 calories per hour.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, not for an hour. No.
No,
I would have
for
to
24
eat
hours
constantly.
though. That's pretty decent though. For 24 hours, I think my maintenance is around, for sedentary,
Yeah.
is only like 22.
Have you done the heart monitor test though?
No.
That's what you need to do, because I didn't use one of their calculators. Their calculators say I'm 27, which is probably accurate if I'm not sitting on my
I never
butt
did
all day.
I've done their calculator, but I've done other little calculators on the internet, and a lot of them are wrong. Like you can go somewhere and pay to have like a professional one done to tell you your exact number.
Yep.
But it's like $175 or $75. I'm like, nah.
But all I did was I took the 2,400 and subtracted 500 to have a 500 calorie deficit. So as long as my post-workout calorie total is 1887, roughly 18 to 1900, I still have a 400 to 500 calorie deficit.
Dude, I'm telling you, check out those guys and those recipes, because you will literally get tired of eating. Like literally 2,000 calories in a day eating that stuff is a lot of food.
It is.
And it's not necessarily like you're eating a bunch of broccoli and stuff like that, because honestly,
well, dude, I've been pounding Brussels sprouts like a motherfucker lately.
You know, the thing is, if you really think about it, when the body has to work extra hard to break down food, i.e. vegetables, what does that mean? We weren't really meant to eat vegetables.
Oh, don't give me that.
Not hating on them, because I love broccoli. I love a lot of like my favorite thing is sauteed, it's the green vegetables, the round one, not cucumber, zucchini. I love zucchini. I will eat the shit out. Sasha, my wife, she makes like the best sauteed zucchini. Ooh. Literally, she'll cut up like 3 or 4 big honking ones, and I'll eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
And because that shit's so good. Oh, hi, doggy.
Hello.
Nora has decided to come and join the pod. Come here. Come up here.
I did not realize how much protein was in Brussels sprouts, though.
How much?
A lot. So, let me look here.
All right. She just decided to kick the camera. Douchebag. There can't be that much.
It's quite a bit.
That's why vegans are so sick. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know a lot of vegans that don't eat Brussels sprouts. So
I guarantee you they do vegan protein powders.
So it's about a gram of protein per Brussels sprout. Per sprout.
What?
It's chock full of it. Because my normal serving is 15 sprouts, 15 grams of protein.
You want to know something though? I watched a study on certain vegetables that have proteins in them, and the protein breakup is it's slightly different. It's slightly different, and it doesn't give you the whole. And I'm not advocating for anything, but it just doesn't give you the whole. What is it? Amino acids? Is that what it is?
Probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. I the reason I said that anything like that was because there was a guy on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's a straight meat eater.
I think I know who that guy is.
And he's intelligent. He was quick.
Yep.
And he says if I eat anything else, he goes, I'm just slow.
Yeah. Well, make no mistake. I mean, I eat a fair amount of meat protein. I just noticed.
Yeah, he does.
I am. Because I noticed how much protein was in the Brussels sprouts, and I'm like. And I like them. So.
I like Brussels sprouts, but the way she makes them, and they're not as healthy. A little bit of brown sugar and.
Oh no! I just straight steam mine.
Hey.
I season them, but I steam them.
She makes them the way she used to make them at a place she worked at, and.
I'll normally just throw them in. So like I cook like a man, like.
Like a man, salt and pepper, bitch.
No, I'm not even. I mean, I'll season it, but like.
You're so white. I barely put any seasonings on my food.
Seasoned salt's your friend. But like if I'm cooking chicken breast, I'll cook the meat for a little bit. It'll be almost cooked, and then I'll just put additional water in the pan, throw my vegetables or potatoes in there, and just altogether.
You know, the funny thing is, I expect nothing less from you because when we were kids, you would eat salad with no dressing.
I still eat salad with no dressing because
that's a good habit.
Stuff is nasty.
Just saying, it's a good habit, but like.
So the market side salads you get at like Walmart, for example,
those are decent, but
oh no, they're really good.
The dressings.
Well, like I think the Cobb salad, which I normally get, I think with the dressing, it's like 430 calories.
Remove the dressing, it's like
it's 180.
Yeah, exactly. The Southwest Chipotle ranch, or whatever it is, it's like a sauce. I don't know. It's in one of those salads. It comes with corn and chicken.
Yep.
Oh, that's my favorite. But the sauce really isn't that bad. I think it's like 100. But seriously, 100 for like 2 tablespoons. That's insane. That's where people forget. They don't.
Well, and most people I know get salad with their ranch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why it's like get the ranch on the side and dip it.
Well, it's like you literally just took something that is pretty healthy and made it like just awful.
That's like at my job when people want a salad, like extra meat, extra cheese, and 2 extra ranches. I'm like, are you eating a salad or I mean, what are you doing?
Well, here's my thing though. Like, if you don't like lettuce, don't eat salads. Like, you can be healthy and not have to. Like, if you don't like salad by itself, don't eat it. There's plenty of options. There's broccoli, there's Brussels sprouts, there's zucchini, there's carrots.
Supplementation.
Yeah, you find what you like. And, like, so take example, like, if you really like potatoes, but you need a healthier option, go sweet potatoes. They're not the same.
No, I know they're not the same, but honestly, the calorie difference really isn't that big for sweet potato versus regular. And
it is with the purple ones for some reason. I don't know why. It's not. I shouldn't say it's not like a drastic difference, but they are.
I like regular potatoes, but honestly, I don't really eat them all that much.
So I guess here's the big part is like a regular potato. You usually have to add salt, or you have to add something to make it taste a little bit more flavorful. Mm-hmm. I didn't do a thing to those. Didn't add any butter, no salt, no nothing. They're naturally just more flavorful.
Well, that's rare.
I know, they're quite good. But again, Whole Foods.
So, purple sweet
potatoes.
I'm going to try them.
Yeah. I don't think... I haven't seen them anywhere but Whole Foods, but...
Well, I might know a guy who knows a guy who works up somewhere. I can just be like, hey, grab those for me and I'll pay you back.
Can he like hook me up with some reject ones, like some of the ugly ones they don't put out?
No, I meant you.
Oh,
while you're up there, like, hey, why don't you grab me one so I can try?
Oh no, I do a Whole Foods run once or twice a month, and I'll just get stuff that I can only get there. Because I also found that they make. Have you seen those Terra chips? They're supposed to be healthier, but they're not from a calorie standpoint. But there's, I think, only 1 gram of sugar, so in that way they are healthier. But they have purple sweet potato chips, and they are so good.
They're not really like. I'm pretty sure they're chemical packed, but have you heard of Quest chips?
No.
They're extremely low carb, which I don't really advocate for low carb, but they are less in calories. But they have this one that literally tastes like a taco.
What?
And the whole bag is like barely 80 calories, and it's like a bag like this. So like, honestly, to like take those and eat, break it up on a salad.
Yeah.
That's the way I like to eat certain chips, but like, I can't just open a bag of chips and stop eating it.
That's my problem. I don't buy chips regularly because that's
how I eat them. That'll be a meal.
If I eat them with a meal, I found it's easier because I just count out 15 to get the regular serving size because it's about 15 chips.
Right.
And if I eat it with a meal, I don't want more. But when you just have the bag, it's just like, oh shit, they're gone. I just shame ate a whole bag.
Have you ever had barbecue Grippos?
No, I don't think so.
They're the best chips in the world. Like they're so. Will you go?
Oh, she's fine.
You silly. But anyway, they're seriously the best barbecue chips I've ever had. Like I don't know.
Maybe I have. Are they in the white bag that looks old timey?
Right up there.
Where at?
Up top next to the pumpkin.
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've had them.
Yeah, those
Those are good.
They're very flavorful.
Lay's has some hickory
Go
smoked.
upstairs. Go on.
The Lay's Ridges hickory smoked barbecue.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
I've had those for. They were good, but go on. One of my favorites, and it's not necessarily healthy, but
None of these are
baked
healthy.
barbecue Lays.
I'm not a big fan of baked chips. I don't know
Love
why.
them. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but baked ones like even the Tostitos. Is that right? Totinos? No, it's Tostitos. Tostinos. What?
Tostitos. I think it's Tostitos.
Okay, but you know they're like cup
Yeah.
tortilla chips.
Yeah.
They have baked versions of those, and
Really?
they're healthier for you ish, I guess.
Well, the problem with those is they're corn chips, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch it with the corn.
Yeah. Comes out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's just corn as a vegetable. Corn has so much more calories per serving than other vegetables.
Oh yeah, and really high in carbs too.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, and it's funny because I try to stay away from corn. Like, I'll eat corn, don't get me wrong, but I try to limit it because it's so densely calorie packed. But corn's in everything. It's in everything.
it's like soy.
Yeah, but even more. I mean, corn is literally in everything. There's probably corn in this fucking water.
The bottle's made out of corn.
And the bottle's made out of dead trees from 200 million years ago, but
Poor trees. Hey,
they're already dead. It's okay.
Hey, at least we are in a planting era, though. Like
True.
they've been planting so many trees, it's not funny, and they've been trying to stop.
So you want to know what's crazy? This is a fun fact.
Why don't they just switch to hemp? I mean, it's so easy to. Anyway,
Because that would be too damn simple.
we're not gonna get on that, but go ahead.
So, funny story.
This is Deja Blue, not
Yeah,
Sunny.
yeah. There are accounts from ancient Egypt and other areas, but ancient Egypt specifically, where they talk about these pesky little pockets of black liquid that shoot up from the ground, and you have to be careful because it can catch on fire
Oh,
down by the Nile. Yeah. And what they would do, and I shit you not, what they would do when one of these popped up because it was so dirty, is they would literally light it on fire and just wait for it to evaporate. And this was not an uncommon occurrence, apparently.
And they definitely had help building pyramids. Just saying.
No, actually, they didn't.
You don't know that. You weren't there.
No, but I have so here, okay, I'm going to lay this one to rest.
Aliens.
Aliens. No. So, funny story.
My name's Giorgio Tsoukalos. Or I can't even say his name.
I have a book.
Dude, you stupid cat. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to position myself so the monkey's face is my face. For those that are just joining us.
Go on.
So I have a book that was given to me. It was written in, I think, 1971. And it goes through in great detail how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids without slave labor and without machines. And they know this because
Pulley system, right?
it was a couple different things. Actually, what they would do to get the bigger stones in place, they would build the base, obviously, but they would actually have an earth mound that would keep getting higher, that they would build up higher and higher, and they would push the stones up it with pulleys and ropes and animals sometimes. And then when they finished the pyramid, they just got rid of all the dirt, and it's like, ta-da!
20, 30 years.
Oh yeah, easy.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, but
But anyway, so they know this because the Egyptians were immaculately good record keepers. And even when bad things happened, they kept records. They were meticulous about it. So you can pretty much count on, and they were so good at keeping records, they're actually really bad about destroying them, because there was a pharaoh who they tried to erase from existence, but there were so many records of him.
oh, okay.
And they were so bad about getting rid of it, they know this guy existed.
Well, what about there's actually I can't remember what it's called, but I feel like they called it the Hall of Records, and it was lost. And I'm pretty sure it was
Well, there were
the
records
Egyptian
kept
timeline.
in almost every city.
I can't remember if it was the Egyptians or if it was like something to do with the Bible. I can't remember. They call it
Possibly.
something golden. I can't remember what and they said the secret was in the Sphinx paw, left paw. And I was like, okay. I mean, I had to do some more research on it.
Research.
Sean Connery. Yeah, I still can't believe he died.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, he was old.
Yeah, Alex Trebek died too.
Yeah, I know.
Who are they going to replace him with?
I don't know, but I'm probably going to hell for this joke. But I said Alex Trebek went to hell, and the only thing he hears is that song 24/7.
That's, yeah.
Obviously, Alex Trebek was probably a great guy, and I imagine if there was a hell and heaven, then he definitely didn't go to hell.
Dude, I guess when he was 79, I think somebody broke into his house and he like beat the shit out of the. He didn't beat the shit out of him, but like he fought him.
Hey, yeah, son of a. Can you imagine an old
Answer
Trebek?
is. Answer is the worst place to be right now. What is Alex Trebek's house?
The dude probably didn't even know, and he just got the old 1-2, 1-2.
I think that's what happened. I think he just punched him a few times.
Yeah,
either that or he tackled him. I can't remember what he did.
That's the thing, you know. If you hit a person a couple times, they're just like, "Ouch! What are we doing here? I don't want to do this."
Well, and I suspect Alex was in pretty good shape for somebody his age. I mean, he didn't strike me as the lazy type. I mean, he did the same damn show for God knows how long. And was it just me?
He pooped every morning at 5 a.m.
I would not be surprised.
He was always there.
I was shocked when he shaved his mustache. It took 20 years off of him.
I didn't watch it enough.
That happened so long ago. Most people forgot he had a mustache.
I played the game a lot.
That would be like if Bob Ross got rid of the afro. They'd just be like, "What?
Who the fuck is that?" That's Bob.
I thought this was Bob Ross. Who's this dude?
Buzz Bob, Billy Bob. That was a terrible joke.
My name's John.
My
Bob
name is
Ross
Mud.
isn't real.
Yeah, I mean Bob Ross though, like.
Wasn't he in the military?
Yeah, and he was like, I'm pretty sure he might have been a sniper or something like that.
I think that sounds right.
He had a lot of kills.
Yeah, and he just comes back and paints.
Well, that's the thing. He started painting as a as a therapy. And you imagine if that dude went off the deep end one day, just he'd probably kill a lot of people.
Find a bunch of corpses with fucking
painting
happy trees painted on them.
These are happy trees.
And birds. Just there are no mistakes, just birds.
Just birds. That's not blood.
That's not
red
blood.
Paint.
Just he paints the happy trees with the blood of his foes.
So,
I guess Crowder did a stunt a long time ago where he was making fun of the. I guess there was some feminist girl on YouTube that did a live painting with menstrual blood. So, but Crowder dressed up like Bob Ross, and they like, I think they demonetized him for it.
The funny thing is he was recently remonetized.
Yeah.
And then immediately demonetized again.
So here's a funny story. I'm glad we brought that up. Speaking of demonetization, so I discovered a channel on YouTube that is amazing, and I'm pulling up the name right now. It's this girl.
Link in description.
Yeah, we
will
when
I add it.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description. You'll want to see this. It's this girl who escaped from North Korea. And she's now a human rights activist and basically making it her mission to...
This sounds extremely familiar.
Well, there's
what did they talk about her on Crowder?
Maybe. I've not seen them talk about her on... Where the hell is this thing? I gotta find it, because I always remember... It's something Park. I always forget her name. I've only known... Voice of North Korea by Yeonmi Park. And she's become a libertarian.
You're so proud.
I am. I was so happy because I was already behind her message. She's very anti-socialism for obvious reasons. She lived it. But she uploaded a video about her opinion on the Second Amendment. I'm like, this will be interesting. Because she grew up in a place where that was just not possible.
Non-existent.
Yeah. And she's basically like, if North Korea had something like the Second Amendment, there would be no dictator. It wouldn't be possible. And I'm like, that's very true.
That's why we have the Second Amendment.
But she's like, and she talked about she read Dave Rubin's book, and then she mentioned in another one of her videos, because I guess she's been talking more and more about kind of like her. She originally claimed to be a classical liberal, which
Excuse me.
I don't think is inaccurate, because I would consider libertarianism and classical liberal.
Classical liberal is extremely different than the leftists of today.
Right, and I would consider them almost they're two sides of the same coin. They're essentially the same thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want an example of classical liberal, Joe Rogan, Tim Pool.
Yeah.
You know, and they're both left.
On some things.
They even say, well, the thing is left centrist, which is obviously different than, because, you know, they don't believe, I don't know what they believe, but just from what I've heard and listened to, which I've been watching a lot of Tim Pool. Are you subscribed to him?
I'm not subscribed to him, but I've seen some of his stuff.
Dude, good stuff.
It is very good stuff.
He's very insightful, and he's just like, I'm sorry if you conservatives came here for me to, like, rub your back and, you know, tell you it's all going to be okay, but...
it's not.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'm not for all this bullshit either, but, you know, this is just the way it's happening, so...
But YouTube is demonetizing her because she's talking... And, like, this is a direct... She started talking about libertarian ideas, and YouTube's demonetizing her content.
That's bullshit.
So she started a Patreon, and I'm seriously considering getting a Patreon so that I can give her my money.
She needs to do more than that. I know this is weird and with what you're talking about, but like, there's a lot of people on YouTube that like make like not racy videos, but like, you know, extreme videos, and they're being demonetized too, and they're taking their stuff to OnlyFans.
Well, OnlyFans was originally designed for music.
See, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
And porn took over it, but now like people are making crazy content on it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, here's another person that I want to give a shout out to, and it was because she started. It's not that kind of OnlyFans account. I know you're not into wrestling, but Thea Trinidad, formerly Zelina Vega of WWE, got released from her contract, and this is some bullshit right here. So, a little bit of a recap. Professional wrestlers, at least in the WWE, are, well, they're not technically, they're independent contractors.
Yeah.
Now, WWE owns the intellectual property rights to their names while they're in WWE. So, like, that's why a lot of them change their names when they get there. So, like, Thea Trinidad was named Zelina Vega in WWE. So, WWE owns that. They've come under fire a couple of times. John Oliver did a special that was pretty good. And I guess Andrew Yang is vowing to basically go after them, because what they're doing is they're calling them independent contractors, but then treating them like employees.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, they're getting away with it, but I guess this all came to a head during the pandemic when they weren't allowed to do events with audiences. And WWE's pay structure is at least somewhat based on ticket sales, particularly for live events. So if you perform on a live event, based upon where you are on the card, you get a percentage of the house, basically. And then they further did this because it used to be that way for pay-per-views. You would get a chunk of the pay-per-view based on where you were on the card. Well, then they came out with their streaming network, and it's no longer pay-per-view. You subscribe to the network for $10 a month, and you get all the events.
But yet they're not getting their cut because
they're getting a cut, but their cut dipped significantly. Now, I don't know the actual numbers, but I've heard more than a few wrestlers say, yeah, there was a drastic.
Well, yeah, because streaming is significantly different than pay-per-view.
Right.
But it's essentially the same thing because it was
correct
live, but people don't want to pay as much for stuff anymore. I mean, you remember pay-per-view events back in the day, they were not cheap.
AEW has pay-per-views, and I've only missed 2.
You're an old soul, though.
Well, but that's the only way you can see it.
Oh, well, that's the thing. If that's the only way you make it, and you have a giant fan base, people are going to pay it.
Right.
But and people are getting cheap. Like, I mean, hell, I was going to go to Hooters and watch the Mike Tyson fight, and I missed it. I still don't know that. I still don't know anything about it, so I'll eventually find it. But whatever.
Oh no, there has not been a bad AEW pay-per-view. The only reason I've missed two is because I literally could not, like, I was away. I literally could not watch them, and I was upset about it. But anyway, long story short, so during the pandemic, I guess Thea, I'm going to refer to her as Zelina because that's what her name was during her tenure at WWE. She always had a Twitch channel, and a lot of their wrestlers had Twitch channels. Like Rusev had one. A lot of their...
That's another thing. A lot of people during the pandemic started up Twitch channels.
Yeah. Well, and then there's another app called Cameo, which, and I want to be fully clear, AEW has a lot of wrestlers that are on Cameo. They're on Twitch. They're allowed to. They're like, go nuts.
Well, what is it? What do you call them again? Independent contractors?
Independent contract. Well, but here's the kicker. AEW wrestlers are employees. When they get a contract, they're employed. Like if they're a certain tier, like when you're an official AEW roster member, as far as I know, you're an employee. So they're not even independent contractors, but they get to keep the intellectual property rights to their names if they leave. They get health insurance, as far as I understand, and it's not just limited to what happens in the ring.
And this one's very popular?
Oh, AEW's, like, they're...
Every time you hear it, all I think is A&W. I was like, man, burger sounds good.
AEW.
AEW.
Their schedule is so much easier on the talent than WWE because they only do TV once a week and plus pay-per-views.
Ben said something. See, I did it again instead of looking on my phone. Ben said, hey, you need me on this because he is
I would
wrestling
love
buff.
to do a wrestling podcast with him. That would be fun.
Well, then, Ben, you heard him. We're going to set it up for you, buddy.
Well, that will be fun. But anyway, so Zelina's got a Twitch, and she's very popular on Twitch, apparently.
He's basically talking to you.
Except it's better than WCW because they don't have their heads up their ass. It is very similar to WCW, though. But anyway, so she had her Twitch, and she started an OnlyFans to make more money on the pandemic. Now, she's not doing anything racy, but like she's a cosplayer, and she's a huge gamer, so she's putting content on OnlyFans. And
I'm mad at her. Make that money.
Yeah, exactly. Make that money, especially when you're an independent contractor. But then also some of the WWE talent, they were opening Twitches and they were doing things on Cameo, which Cameo is an app where like celebrities are on it or famous people are on it, and you can pay and they'll make a custom video for you.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I've seen a lot of hilarious videos, like people ask AEW wrestlers. Like there's a wrestler in AEW called MJF, and he's like the greatest heel in the world right now. Because he's an asshole and he stays in character no matter what. Like, he'll flip kids off. It's hysterical. MJF is the greatest. But people pay MJF to make videos making fun of, like, being a dick to their friends. But then he'll be a dick to the person that asked him to make the video, too. It's hysterical.
This douchebag, man.
Oh, no, there's this awesome picture of MJF. There's a kid getting a photo op next to him, and he's just... And then like he'll be at his booth and he'll literally just be like this, and he'll just be like, I'm here because I'm contractually obligated to be here. He's like, it would be great if none of you got in line. That would be awesome. And then if people get too close, he's got a bodyguard that'll like, it's an in-character bodyguard, but if people get too close, he'll just be like,
back up.
You need to step back.
Back up.
But anyway, so WWE decides they want to put a stop to this because they want to control. They want their wrestlers to have Twitch channels, but they want them to be under the WWE umbrella, meaning it's like WWE Twitch.
Yeah, so they can get royalties.
Exactly, and then they control the revenue to the wrestlers.
Greedy bastards.
Which doesn't make sense because, first of all, there was Black Wednesday, I think they called it, when they released like almost 30 people because of the pandemic, and then they reported record profits. So they fired a bunch of people.
That makes no sense.
I know. See, and it's
suspect.
And then they offered some of them opportunities to come back, but for significantly lower deals.
Of course.
I don't know that anyone took one.
Suspect, just like our election.
The only one I think took one, and I think it was a storyline actually, was Drake Maverick, formerly Rockstar Spud in TNA, and that was part of a storyline with him. So I don't think that was legit. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So they talk to Zelina, and the story goes that basically they told her, we don't, like, you need to take your OnlyFans down because we're not approving it. And long story short, it looks like she told them to fuck off. Like, basically, it seems like she said, well, I'm an independent contractor, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And it wasn't even Zelina Vega. She put the name as Thea Trinidad, because I think she'd run into issues before.
Oh, smart.
Well, right. Well, all you have to do is change the name, because I follow her on Instagram, too. And I'm also a big fan of her husband, who I really hope gets released so that he can go to AEW, because he's very talented and they're squandering him.
What's his name?
His name in WWE is Aleister Black. He was known as Tommy End when he was on the Independents. And when he was in NXT, I mean, he was a god in NXT. But then they moved him up to the main roster, and now he's doing nothing.
According to Ben, he said Zelina Vega wanted a union.
Well, so I'm getting to that. So she puts on her Twitter, I support unionization, and then 15 minutes later, they released her. But the release was already in the works, I bet.
So it was just good timing.
Yeah.
Really?
Jim Cornette, at least this is according to Jim Cornette, it looks like they had a meeting about her OnlyFans account, and then she told them to fuck off, and then she knew she was getting fired.
So she was just like, screw it.
Yeah, so I think that's what she put down. So I'm expecting to see, and then apparently Aleister Black requested to be moved back to NXT, and he was told no. And probably what's going to happen is they're going to bury him and not have him on TV for the duration of his contract, so they don't have to pay him nearly as much, but they still have him under contract, so he can't go somewhere else.
Corporations.
It's not all corporations, because, like, again, AEW. Like, AEW is fantastic, and they're treating everybody great, and they're exposing people to talent that honestly probably would never be on TV without them.
What's the other wrestling federation or whatever it is that you watch?
Oh, I watch a lot.
Well, what's the one that's like kind of not local but like
more of an indie?
I think so.
Probably
something new.
Might be what?
Something new. Go ahead and say the one you were going to say.
Probably Ring of Honor might be what you're thinking of.
No, maybe it was
AEW is new.
Okay. Okay. Well, my brother knows a lot about that too.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh my gosh. Get you, my brother, and Ben in here.
Oh shit. But then I
wouldn't even have to sit in here. You guys just talk your freaking faces off.
But then there's New Japan Pro Wrestling, which honestly is the best wrestling on the planet.
You know what? We should set that up. And you guys do that, because I think you would. Oh
God, we'll be here for hours.
Yeah.
New Japan made me fall in love with wrestling again.
New Japan, that's it.
Yeah, New Japan.
That's one, because like I said, it had "new" in the name.
Oh yeah, New Japan. No, New Japan made me fall in love with wrestling again.
Ben says, but also remember when his contract is up, he has a 90-day.
Yeah, he has a 90-day non-compete clause.
Which is only 90 days. I mean,
right, so that's not really the
whoever's
going to
pick him up will wait 90 days.
Oh yeah, well they did that with a number of former WWE talent. They did it with Rusev when he got released.
I have no idea who that is.
He goes by Miro now, but he's a wrestler that came from Bulgaria originally, and they gave him, and his wife still works there. You
want to know how long?
And then they dumped Renee Young too, Ben. I forgot about that. After Jon Moxley went from WWE to AEW, they released her too.
It was Mankind and Undertaker the last time I was watching wrestling.
Oh man, that was a
hell
of a match though.
Well, not necessarily them together, but I'm just talking them period.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, their Hell in a Cell matches still. Kane was the first wrestler I ever saw, and I remember liking it because it was at your house.
He was 7 foot.
I remember liking him because he was dressed all in red. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah.
And that was what I didn't understand, that it was two different shows.
Contacts on too, all white ones.
But at that time, I didn't understand that WWF and WCW were not the same thing. So I remember, like, at one point I was over there another time and WCW was on, and I was like, "Where's Kane? Where's Kane?" I didn't understand that it was two different. But yeah, anyway.
Should we let Ben call in?
Can he?
Yeah, I'll call him right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ben, I'm calling you right now. You better answer.
Get you on here. But yeah, so I want to give a shout out to Thea Trinidad, formerly Zelina Vega. She actually did an Instagram live video, and I'm sure she didn't see me. Holy crap, I hear him.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on there, brother?
Not much.
So,
we figured he's not supposed to be in here, is he?
Can you hear him in there?
No.
No, you can't hear him.
Oh,
in
that's
there.
what I was hoping for.
No, because obviously I'd have to have it. So you'll just have to. They should be able to hear him through my mic. So anyway, so we figured we'd give you a little chat. Since Boger was going on the deep end over here about wrestling, and you know a hell of a lot too.
Yeah, Ben, the referee.
Yeah, I haven't been a referee in a long time.
I know, but you were the referee.
Yes, I was. Yes.
I'm just getting something to.
Oh, gotcha.
Closer to the mic. Speak away, Ben. What do you got to say, man?
Well, I mean, I'm just listening to him and everything. It's like I'm agreeing with everything he's saying.
Yeah,
Right.
you were saying some stuff on the comments, and I couldn't quite decipher which part because there's a delay between us and the comments. It's like about a 15-20 second delay.
Okay, well, what part are you like?
Your last comment.
Oh, about the release thing?
Yeah.
Renee Young asked for her release.
Oh, did she ask for it?
Yes, she did.
Oh, I had read that she was just... Oh, well, that's good then, because that was probably very awkward for her.
Yeah, she asked for her release because she pretty much didn't
Oh,
feel
she's pregnant,
fair.
isn't she?
Is she pregnant?
Well, she's pregnant now because
Yeah.
her husband, John Moxley, which was Dean Ambrose, at WWE, he announced in a video that she's pregnant and everything. But,
That's right.
Told you, he knows the shit.
Oh, no, I knew that. I just forgot. I forgot all about it.
Well, she pretty much felt uneased there because...
Well, I'm sure.
Well, her husband left and he went to New Japan and went to AEW and everything.
And now he's the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Little.
See, and that's why... you okay, I know you're a big fan of AEW.
Yeah.
Okay, which I am a fan of theirs too, but I've got a problem with theirs.
Oh, they've got problems.
They got lots of problems.
Yeah. Everybody does.
Okay, we agreed that it's WCW, but they got the bigger head on their shoulders, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Because a lot of it feels like It feels like WCW with a smattering of ECW, and nobody's being stupid.
Right, and I agree with that, but do you also think that they're being kind of stupid on not creating enough stars?
Yes and no. I know why you're saying that, because it does seem like you're seeing a lot of the same faces, but then at the same time, like, look at Darby Allin, look at MJF, look at... I mean, they're pushing Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage is a platform that I think he should have had years ago. I don't know why WWE passed on him, because that was stupid.
Okay, but here's my thing. Okay, you probably disagree with me on this. You probably agree with me on this. When AEW first started, okay, and they, finally did the whole thing with the world title.
With Jericho, you mean?
Jericho won it.
Yep.
That's fine. I'm totally fine with that because he's the guy that is in AEW that everybody can get behind.
And everybody knew. Everybody, even the casual fan knew who Chris Jericho was. So I get that.
Right. But my thing is they don't really do storylines. They do more Japan stuff and everything, which... Okay, let's be honest. If you don't follow Japan, it's not going to work over here, right? And you follow Japan and I follow Japan, right?
I think they do storylines, but I think they're more long term than what the American audience is used to. Like, for example, the whole story arc with Kenny Omega right now, that was a long time in the making, because everybody expected for him to come over to AEW and be the golden boy. Well, then he kept losing, and then he ended up being tag champs with Hangman Page, and nobody saw that coming. And then they have their whole thing that's going on, and it made that match they had to figure out the number one contender just really great because there was a story there. And then you have the Young Bucks and FTR, which that was a story before AEW even existed. I mean, that was a running joke on Being the Elite, fuck the Revival.
Right.
You know?
My thing is like WWE and everything else, when somebody wins a belt, okay, yeah, it's just a prop. We all know that.
Yeah.
But when they win a belt, they don't hold it.
No, that's true. A title reign in WWE means virtually nothing. I'd say the one exception is probably the NXT title. I think that actually means something. I think the WWE Championship doesn't mean shit anymore. The Universal Championship is a joke.
Right.
And the women's and the women's title hasn't meant anything since Becky Lynch lost them.
Well, getting back to what I'm saying though in AEW is the company's been open what now? 2 years? 1 year or 2?
They're in their second year.
Second year, and they've only had 2 world champions.
Right, I think that's a great thing. But
That's a great thing?
oh yeah, because the belt means something.
Yeah, instead of just somebody
it's not changing hands every other week. Like now, there have been some moments where I think Moxley's due to drop the belt, but like I didn't want him to drop it to Eddie Kingston. I think they're setting up for Omega to win it, but he's got to win it in convincing fashion. Either that, or they might be setting up for Hangman Page to join the Dark Order and double cross him and keep him from winning it. Either one of those would be awesome storytelling. And for a minute there, it seemed like the tag titles were changing hands too often.
Okay, but if they're on their fourth?
Yeah. Oh no, I think they might actually only be on the third because I think it was Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, then FTR. Yeah, so they're only on their third. Oh no, I'm sorry. SCU won them first.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, they're on their fourth.
Right. But okay, I must be too. Well, I guess I'm different than you are because.
But you're right. That's much more of a New Japan style. You're absolutely right. Because if you recall, New Japan, how long did Okada have that title for? I mean, damn.
Oh my God, way too damn long.
Yeah, but when he won, it was convincing every time.
No, and I'm not disagreeing with that. When he defended the title and everything, and he had the matches, it's like, oh my God, it's that last thing of, is he actually going to lose it or no?
Right, and Okada carried that. He didn't have to carry that company either, but he did carry it for quite a while. And I think he did a fantastic job keeping that up, waiting for Kenny Omega to be ready to take that belt.
Right, and I think Hangman Page, especially with the way they built him up at the beginning, I think he should have been world champion by now.
Yes, and I agree with you to a point. Well, no, I agree with you, but then at the same time, it's like, how much sweeter is it going to be when he wins that belt? Because he's not exactly old. I mean, he's not even 30 yet. He's 28, 29?
I don't know.
Maybe he just turned 30, but he's not that old. He's still pretty young. And I think they can do a lot because he's a talented wrestler in the ring. And his character is hilarious and engaging at the same time. Like that bit he did with Brandon Cutler on Being the Elite, where he's telling him, it's like, what have they done for you? You know, like, because I was their friend and, you know, I just wanted support and they didn't give me that. That's good storytelling right there.
Right.
But yeah, I agree with you. He will be and should be heavyweight champ in the very near future.
That's what I'm saying. Like we know that AEW bases their stuff off of Japan and everything, and that's why I'm saying, like, I see a lot of people that's there that should have been, if not world champion, the TNT champion or tag champion or women's champion or yada yada yada, you know, stuff like that. It's like,
yeah, I think the women's title needs to change hands, and I don't think Riho was a good first champion.
I think Riho should have been women's champion by now.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. I think when... In fact, Riho's probably the only champion thus far that I did... Because, okay, let's look at this. That was not convincing at all, because I think she won the title against Nyla Rose, right? I think.
You mean at the beginning?
Yeah, when she won it, I think it was her versus Nyla.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Well, no, I think it was a 4. Anyway, she defended the title against Nyla Rose at one point.
Right.
Like, that wasn't convincing at all.
Oh, well, Rio was the first champion.
Yeah, I forget how she won the first. But okay, so Riho's 98 pounds. Nyla Rose is like 2-something, I think.
Yeah, like 250.
Yeah. And the 98-pound little girl, or I think Jim Cornette said on his show, they were talking about it, and he was like, well, it's obvious why she won, isn't it? And he's like, why? And he's like, because Kenny's fucking her.
Oh, no, she's 185.
Oh, Nyla is, yeah. But, I mean, she's knocking on 200. She's got almost 100 pounds on Riho, and Riho won. Come on, that's not even believable.
Nyla, she's 93 pounds.
Yeah, Nyla can literally pick the... Oh, yeah, she's not even 98. She's 93. So Nyla, we've seen it, can literally pick her up and throw her across the ring. It's not hard. Like, she can sandbag that girl.
Yeah, Rio defeated Nyla Rose in the finals, become the first champion.
Okay, I thought so. I thought it was against Nyla.
And then Nyla beat her. And then the champion now, Hikaru Shida.
Yep. She's had good matches. There's some... I've seen some things that I'm kind of like, I think it's time for a new women's champ. Not to take anything away from Shida, but I hate to say it, I'm getting tired. For some reason, I'm getting tired of seeing her on TV.
Well, at least out of all the belts, the TNT title changes hands a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the workers' title, and talk about that's a good looking belt, isn't it? Now that it's done.
Oh yeah, now that it's done, yes. I agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, for a while, I guess they needed it on TV, but they hadn't finished it yet, so it was ugly as sin because it wasn't finished.
Yeah, it was just straight silver, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, and then they finally finished it, and then they got the red on it.
Yeah, but some of the TNT title matches are some of the best matches we've seen in the past couple of months.
Oh, yes they are. Yes, they are.
Wow, that match when Ricky Starks came, that was a hell of a match. I think we're boring Eric though.
Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna say, I think it's safe to say that you guys could easily kick 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, easy. We would have to define a topic too, because otherwise we're just going around and around and around.
Yeah. I can't think right now. You guys got me riddled.
Because he doesn't watch wrestling like we do.
Right, so we're dropping all these names, and he's like, I don't know who the hell they're talking about.
I'm like, they're talking about A&W root beer. They're talking about.
Hey, no, that's a restaurant.
Well, yeah. You know, I actually had A&W for the first time.
Oh,
in
this is a funny story, Ben. You want to tell the story about when we both went to AEW?
Yeah, you go ahead, tell it.
This is a good one. So I have insane luck when it comes to going to live wrestling events for some reason. I went to All In and I bought my ticket. Somehow I bought my ticket before they officially went on sale.
I think you told me about that.
I did tell you that, but that was weird because I bought my ticket and then it was like, I saw a commercial that was like, tickets for All In go on sale on whatever, July 10th or whatever the date was, and I'd already bought it, and I'm like, shit. Like, I think I have a fake ticket, so I drive to Chicago, and I'm like, they're going to turn me away at the door. Like, they're going to nope. Got in, had a great seat, had a blast. And then I got tickets to go see AEW live, and I went with my girlfriend at the time, and I got decent seats. Like, they weren't great, but I got decent. So they go to scan my ticket, and there's a problem. And, like, I have physical tickets, too. I didn't have the I had the e-ticket thing. So now I'm pissed. So I'm like, you are not going to not let me in. They're like, oh, just go to Will Call. They'll get it sorted out. And so I'm mad. Like, I'm waiting for them to like argue about it. I'm gonna be like, I paid for these tickets, motherfucker. And then I'm so crabby. I go up to the will call counter and I'm like, there's a problem with my ticket, apparently. And she's like, oh yeah, we overbooked that section, so we're gonna upgrade you.
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay.
That's nice.
Now I'm thinking a couple rows up. No, I'm like trying to find my seat, and I'm like, where the fuck are we? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. So then I end up in the second row from ringside, and I'm like, holy shit, these are our seats.
When she said upgrade, she meant upgrade.
She meant upgrade. So then Ben texts me because I'd run into him at Rule King, and like somehow we knew we were going.
It was at McDonald's.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was at McDonald's. So then he texts me. He's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, I sent him a picture right next to the ring.
Oh, I bet he was jealous. I bet you were jealous.
Well, the thing is, I was pissed.
He's like, why couldn't they fuck up my ticket?
Well, that's the thing is when we got our tickets, and we're sitting in that like if you watch the show and everything, you see the back section, not on the floor, but the section up. That's where I sat at with my friends that I went with, and it's over to the side, but you can still see us on TV, like if depending on where the camera's aimed at, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then, like I said, we were talking to McDonald's and everything. He's like, yeah, I'm going, and I'm going too, and all that stuff. And then I think I'm actually texting him the whole time that I'm there.
Yeah, because like we're trying to figure out where we are, but we can't find each other.
Should have been like, you stand up and I'll stand up and we'll just scream. Oh wait, everybody's screaming.
Everybody's screaming.
The funny thing, he's actually sitting by your brother. Well, by our brother.
Oh, Steven?
Yeah.
Am I?
You know we share a brother, right?
No, I did not know that.
We both have different moms and dads. But the thing is, they share the same mom, and me and my brother share the same dad. So technically, me and Ben aren't related at all. But we share a brother.
But you have a brother.
Isn't that wild?
But yeah, that was a hell of a show, though. That was good. It was hysterical, though, because there's a tag team, Santana and Ortiz. They're both, I believe, they're both Puerto Rican. But anyway, my girlfriend at the time is from Mexico.
Oh yeah.
So she's talking shit to him in Spanish.
Oh shit.
And they're talking back. They're just giving him sass. It's hilarious. She's trying to get one of them to give him, I think it was either gloves or a bandana. She's like, give me your bandana or give me your gloves, and he's just like, nah, these are for me, mommy.
Oh my gosh.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, Steve sat over there by the entranceway.
Oh, okay. Yep. That was a hell of a show, though. I was just stoked because I pretty much got to see everybody that I wanted to, and that's the second time I've seen Pentagon live. I saw him at All In. I've got a picture of him at All In.
I hate to say it, though.
Shitty picture, but a picture nonetheless.
That night, though.
It's decent.
Huh?
None.
I was just showing him the picture. I have a Pentagon and Kenny at All In.
Are you eating potato chips?
You. See, this is my problem. This is why I can't keep a girlfriend, because we start talking about wrestling and I just light up and I go for hours.
You know, I heard about this one guy who sounds just like an owl with a really small dick.
What in the world?
Did you hear me, Ben?
I heard something about...
I heard about this one guy. He sounds just like an owl, and he has a really small dick.
Oh, okay.
Damn, he sucks.
That's a good one.
Sorry.
No, check this.
Did you get the joke?
Yes, I get the joke. Imagine the surprise of everybody at the gym, though. So I take my jacket off.
Oh shit!
Double representing.
Man, that shirt looks like it needs to be retired.
Well, this is a workout shirt, so it can be.
I see the ketchup stains.
Ketchup stain?
I don't know, whatever that is right there.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's perfect. It's like that right there.
Yeah, it's like right over.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, Ben, do you have anything more to add?
Not tonight, I don't.
Well, I tell you what, save it. We'll have you on.
Yeah, we'll do a wrestling podcast.
Oh, we will, huh?
Oh yeah, that'll be fun as hell.
You're up. You're up late most of the days anyway.
I will be all over that.
Most times during the week, we only last till about 11:30 midnight anyway. So.
Okay, well, it depends on which day you want to do.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. It'll probably be on a Monday or Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday night.
Okay.
Yep, that'll be fun.
All right, buddy. Well, we're signing off with you, and we'll catch you later, bud.
All right.
See ya.
That was fun.
Signing off. Well, yeah, because he knew what the fuck you're talking about. So I was like,
you're just like, yeah,
I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna give him something to talk about with somebody who knows what the hell he's talking about, because I don't. I phoned a friend.
Oh wow! So okay, I wanted to do a shout out to Thea Trinidad, and then like an hour later.
Hey, it's all right. We just got another viewer. I'm pretty sure Ben popped back on.
He was on the whole time.
Oh no, he had to get off because he was talking on his phone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, honestly, if we don't start picking up on traction on YouTube, we might try Twitch, because like we haven't been. Obviously, we haven't been streaming, but we'll
figure it out.
We'll figure something out.
Well, you can always can you live stream on Twitch and then post it to YouTube?
Is. Yeah, that's all Twitch is live stream.
But you can record it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Well, it basically records your session anyway, and then you
can export that and upload it to YouTube.
Yep. Cut it up, if you want,
That might be a thing to do.
JRE clips.
Oh yeah, he's back on. Ben's back on.
What do you say? No.
Oh no, I just see our viewers went up to 2.
Ben, send a comment if that's you back on. I can't wait. The delay is too bad. I put it on a different latency this time, and it was supposed to be better for going back and forth with commenters. Anyway, yeah, I did our thumbnail tonight was our monkey, because I was like, man, I don't know what to put on there. We need to start getting some catchy thumbnails. I swear that makes the whole.
It does.
Video.
It makes a world of difference.
That our last thumbnail,
Yeah.
That one gained a lot of traction, but then all of a sudden that video just stopped.
I know, probably because we stopped.
Well, not really, because the old ones, man, like they were. Yeah, that's true. The algorithm on YouTube is a bitch.
Yeah, it really is.
Please, gods of YouTube, don't shut us down.
We're just little fellas.
We're just little fellas. Oh. So coronavirus. I know we talked about this a little briefly before. Yeah, all over the place. Anyway, so we talked about this a little briefly before, but you saw what I saw, correct?
Yep, somebody leaked some documents.
CNN finally admits that China lied about the numbers.
Well, CNN was given documents.
Yeah.
They're I wouldn't say they're admitting. They're like, new evidence has come to light.
It's like new?
As though people weren't suspecting this from the very beginning.
Communist country lying?
A communist state manipulating the media?
Who would have thunk it?
What's next?
Fucking insane.
Starvation?
Killing or roping people's heads and shaving their heads and putting them in concentration camps?
What's gonna happen next? They're gonna kill people in Tiananmen Square? Come on. Oh wait.
Did they say like 90 million people? Isn't that how many people have been like basically they've killed their own in China?
Since when? Because
I don't know.
It's estimated that Mao Zedong was responsible for the direct death of somewhere along the lines of, some estimates put it at 100 million.
Oh, that's probably it.
I think the conservative estimates are 60. So it's 60 to 100 million people under Mao's reign alone.
Isn't that insane? That
is insane. And people want socialism.
Yeah, what cracks me up is this I can't remember his name for the life of me. I just heard it tonight, but this guy was talking about I'm pretty sure he's still in China, but he was saying that China will overtake the United States by 2027. And I was like, that is a random no, like take over, like they want to wipe out our way of life.
Oh, bring it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But with how divided we are, and stuff like that, people want stupid shit like that.
Here's the downside,
that's a
though.
small percentage. It's just widely publicized.
Well, here's the downside, though, and this is what I think China knows this. Because, okay, so go back to World War II. There's a lot of propaganda coming from the Japanese government telling their soldiers that, like, don't get captured because if you do, they're going to torture you, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. How most Japanese POWs, they didn't, like, try to kill our soldiers. Like, when they were taken captive, they were, comparatively speaking, they were treated like they were in the Hilton compared to the way the Japanese treated our soldiers that were captured.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, there's actually some pretty surreal photos of GIs giving Japanese POWs coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah, and could you imagine those people going like, man, we're coming from this country, they're doing this.
Well, but that's what happened, though. So a lot of these guys get captured, and then they're, like, getting treated well, and they're like, wait, I thought, like, our leader said these people were barbarians. That, like, and I think one of the famous ones was they were telling the Japanese soldiers that the U.S. Army was sending, like, convicted murderers and convicts as soldiers to go kill them, and they're like,
yeah, except they don't know our background checks for the military is fucking ridiculous.
Well, but they don't
have anything.
They don't know.
I know.
So,
it's like, man.
So, but, like, they're getting
research.
So I think it, like, let's say, and, like, God, I hope this never happens, but, like, let's say the U.S. and China do go to war. Chinese POWs, like, they're gonna get an education. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, you people have free, like, you can talk bad about the president.
You can even do all kinds of things against them.
They're not gonna kill you.
Well, we say one wrong thing about Xi, and we're locked up for a month in a re-education center.
Mm-hmm. We put a picture of Winnie the Pooh next to him, say ha ha, and we go to prison. Meanwhile, there's a giant Trump baby balloon floating in 2 different cities at the same time.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny.
But I guess, did you see the video of I think it was in Britain. Somebody in Britain actually poked a hole in it and deflated it.
Yeah, you know the funny thing is, a lot of people who are outside of our political culture, however you say, like, literally, they don't hear too much of Trump, but they hear of what he's doing and what he's done, and they're like, if he just shut up.
That's kind of the prevailing opinion from most people I know. It's like,
but honestly, he's what, 73?
Yeah,
you're not
73, 74.
You're not going to change him if you just stop listening.
Well, no, I still maintain I think Trump would have won that election had it not been for his mouth and the change.
This election?
Rules. Yeah.
Oh, and the widespread voter fraud. I mean,
I wouldn't even go so far as voter fraud, but I mean.
Oh yeah, dude. I listened to an affidavit tonight while I was driving, because that's what you do. But anyway, and the guy witnessed. My wife actually sent me
legal talk radio.
my wife sent me this, and this guy witnessed over 24 times a supervisor of a ballot center was taking USB I don't know what they're called, something vote USBs, and then just going up to random ones and putting them in, and then he wasn't allowed in for a certain period of time, and it was only like an hour, and in that hour's time they went through 120,000 ballots. That's a lot of ballots.
I'm not disputing. I think there probably was some small isolated. Well, I shouldn't say small. I think there were some isolated incidents of voter fraud, but I think on the whole, Biden still would have won.
Well, the only thing is the voter fraud. Have you heard of the public? What was it? The program Dominion.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's the program they were using for the
the software,
for the voting
yeah.
software.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, there was like 6,000 votes in one county that flipped from Trump to that, and the thing is, 30 other counties.
32.
Well, actually, I heard upwards of 47 counties. I don't know if
the article I read said 32 other counties.
That's what I heard. That's what I read. But then I heard something else, and I was like, I don't know what. But it's like all that. It's like, come on, dude. Like, I don't even at this point. I really don't fucking care who the damn president is, because it doesn't matter, because they don't do shit. They don't control it.
Well, and here's the other point too, is like, okay, let's say there was widespread voter fraud. It was still really, really close in the scheme of things.
So what you're saying is like normally in a normal election, when you have a favored president or a favored candidate, thank you, versus the not favored one, you don't see, or I mean, you see it like this going up. You don't see it go like this, almost 90 degrees.
Well, a lot of that had to do with the rules changing on how they count the ballots, too.
Well, I understand that, but the mail-in ballots, like there were many of them that weren't even signed. There were many of them where it wasn't legible.
We talked about earlier. I even said if they expand the mail-in and extend these deadlines and this, that, and the other, Biden's gonna spike. Like
what they need to do, and I don't know if they've already done this, but they should have went through. And they should have went through and added that to either state constitutions or.
Well, some of them did.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, like, who? I mean, there's you're not hearing that in the mainstream media. You're not hearing anything. You know, it's like I don't know who? What states put it into their constitution.
They were talking about the court ruling in Pennsylvania well before Election Day. Trump was raising hell about that.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, what was the purpose of mail-in ballots for? What
well, the real purpose or the alleged purpose? Because the real purpose was to get Biden elected. Because they know.
What was the second purpose that you said?
Allegedly because of the coronavirus.
You know, most of these states were already enacting that before the coronavirus was even found.
Correct.
And so therefore.
Yeah. So they use the coronavirus as an excuse.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Okay. And this is what I tell all my liberal friends that I get into an argument with. It's like, okay, but you're acting like absentee voting wasn't a thing before now.
Oh, absentee voting can be, it can be taken too, but it's much harder because of the steps you have to go to get it.
To try?
Yeah. You don't just go, hey, and there's like, here's 10 copies. I don't know if
throw them in the mail.
But I mean, there's all kinds of evidence out there if you go look for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look for something, you're gonna find it. But that's on both sides.
Well, but again, so here's my point. Like, let's voter fraud or not. My point is, I guarantee you, if Trump had shut the hell up and stopped talking out of his ass, it wouldn't have mattered. Because so many people would have voted for him that jumped off the Trump train because of his of his mouth.
Think about Wall Street.
Ben Kaufman.
What do you say something?
He sent me something on Facebook.
Oh, well, think about Wall Street.
Yeah.
How many of those people went for Joe Biden?
Really? Virtually none.
Well, a lot of them did. Because the thing is, he said, he's lobbying. Once I get in, I'll do this for you. Trump even said, he goes, but I don't want to owe somebody.
I did laugh hysterically when Biden announced his cabinet picks. Wouldn't you know it, not a single like uber liberal person at all. And there were whispers of some people thought Bernie Sanders was going to be Secretary of Labor.
Yeah, and that's not happening.
Well, it didn't happen. And then Elizabeth Warren they were thinking she was going to do something. Not a single, like I would say really left-leaning person.
The only thing that is keeping the Democratic Party together right now, like with all the crazy liberals and leftists that are like, and this is I'm paraphrasing Tim Pool, and he said that the only thing keeping them together right now is Trump. Because they have a focus.
Yes.
But the thing is, if Biden gets in office, because a lot of them that are coming out, the extreme libs, because of exactly what you just said, he's not picking, he's picking conservative-ish people.
By Democrat standards, he's picking very
So therefore, once they see all this stuff happening, they're like, well, that's not what we voted for. That's not what you promised.
But they won't.
And it's well, the idiots will. I mean,
why they won't?
Why?
Because
I'm talking the crazy libs.
The left is, that's what I'm talking about.
They're not united. They're united against Trump, but once Trump's post-Trump...
There's an artificial unity, though, under the banner of the Democratic Party. Here's what's going to happen, though. And this sounds bad, but people on the far left, like the extreme left, they're not smart enough to understand when they're being duped. And that's exactly what's happening here. They were duped into voting for Joe Biden.
I don't know. I think you might not be.
Oh, there's going to be some, but so there's also they've already reined the squad in. They already had a closed door meeting with them.
You need to listen to Tim Pool.
I listen to him a lot. But here's the thing. They're already, and it's like, I swear, sometimes I get tired of being right. Because what did I say? I think a few weeks ago I said what they're going to have to do if they don't want the party to split, they need to rein those people in and say, okay, you guys need to shut the fuck up. And you need to do it now or we will end you.
That's what's going to happen is those parties are going to split.
Could you imagine if AOC turned Republican?
Ugh.
No, hear me out. Like, let's imagine for a minute. Let's imagine that
she sees the light or something like that. And in essence, hey, that makes sense.
In essence, that's what I'm talking about. So let's say that AOC gets pulled aside, like I honestly think happened, and say, hey, you guys need to rein this shit in.
She has been a little less vocal.
Because
lately.
they told her to shut up.
Yeah, and they're like, hey.
She's basically a campaign mouthpiece right now. And they all are, because all of the other ones have disappeared. Like, when's the last time you heard anything come out of Ilhan Omar's mouth?
Thank you.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, they were extremely vocal before, but, you know, and even Bernie's not talking that much.
No, because
they've been told to shut up.
They've been paid.
They've been paid or silenced.
Mark my words. Yeah. Oh yeah, one or.
Oh, Bernie's been paid because he's already been paid. He's used to taking the money.
I bought another house in the hills.
I bought another house in the hills outside Mount. What was Washington's plantation? Was that Mount Vernon? No.
Rushmore?
No. Montpelier?
I don't know.
Damn it! I'm having such a.
You're the history buff there, buddy.
I know, and I'm having a total brain fart right now. But anyway. Wow, that's embarrassing.
I did not chop down that tree.
Wow, I'm going to stop thinking about it because I'm not going to think about it anyway.
I see the smoke rolling.
This is insane. I know this. Anyway, let's say AOC starts thinking about some stuff. And then she sees, like Jordan Peterson says, Jordan Peterson used to be a socialist when he was younger. But then he realized, he's looked at the people on top and the people down below, and he saw that most people that identify as socialist don't actually like the poor. They just hate the rich because they're just jealous.
That's capitalism. Sorry, I hate the rich too, but I want to be them.
But okay, so even so, like let's look at it like
obviously,
if you're not talking about straight up envy and you actually care about the poor, there are ways that government and free enterprise can work together to create a social safety net without infringing upon everyone's freedom of choice. There are ways to do this.
Yeah.
But that's another topic. So let's say that AOC, finds her way into the Library of Congress and starts reading some stuff. And she's like, well, wait a minute. They say, because I do believe that AOC's heart is in the right place. She's just naive. And she believes that government is full of good people, well-meaning people that aren't greedy and aren't corrupt and aren't that's what I believe, because I think I look at how passionate she is. She just doesn't have the knowledge. So imagine if she starts reading some stuff and she says, wait a minute. What they say and what they do
is completely different.
They're complete opposite. And give Republicans credit for the most part. There are some. But what they say and what they do tends to, compared to Democrats, aligns quite a bit more, except the one thing I will shovel onto Republicans is they claim they don't like to spend money, but they spend money just as much, if not more, than Democrats do, just on different things.
Yeah, that's all it is. They have different.
Well, I used to always joke. I used to always joke that the Democrats will take your money in front of you and take your civil liberties away behind your back, and the Republicans will take your civil liberties away from you in front of you and take your money from you behind your back.
Yeah.
And they just keep doing the same switcheroo.
There's speaking of switch, there's a big switch going on. Like you ever heard of the like switch, like the Democrat and Republicans big like myth switch?
Like when the Southern Democrats, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously it's been debunked a million times.
Well, no, I mean that's not a
You would have to talk to my friend Andrew. He's definitely really.
I don't think
really
we're talking
big on
about the
this.
same thing then.
I'm talking about the big switch, like the Republicans. I can't. He can word it better than I can. But anyway, like supposedly that's what's going on right now, is because that's what you're seeing right now with these the Democrats in office right now. They're becoming more conservative on certain things because Biden, he's not gonna be a far lefty.
Well, I think what's happening.
He'll talk a good game.
Yeah. Well, I think what's happening for the most part
when he
is
can remember where he's at.
Democrats are having to from policy, especially financially, they're becoming more conservative without saying they're becoming conservative out of necessity because they just don't have the money to do the stuff they want to do. And I feel like it seems to me that a lot of Republicans are shifting more towards like a libertarian perspective, particularly on civil liberties.
They're getting, they're done being quiet is what I'm seeing, is because we'll get it next year.
And some people actually like what you have to say, and you don't have to be proper. You can call them a libtard when they're being a libtard.
I mean, you didn't have people in the Republican Party like Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, Dan Crenshaw, which honestly, Dan Crenshaw is a little more centrist.
A little, but
I know is he Republican?
Yeah.
He does not rub me as a Republican. He seems more like just an all-around centrist. I can't label him. I think he's not label type, because honestly, I've heard him talk about some things and I disagree, but then I've heard him talk about some stuff and I love his opinion.
Just out of curiosity, what's one thing, because I think I know where you're going with this, what's one thing you disagree with him on? Put you on the spot.
This is like when somebody asks a Trump hater, what policy do they hate? Oh, he said Mexicans are rapists.
Well, I mean, technically.
Actually, when he was talking about the coronavirus, I can't remember. It wasn't necessarily policy. It was just an opinion.
Yeah.
And it was just an opinion I disagreed with. So, and I'm doing exactly what everyone else does when they have difference of opinion. But the thing is, his opinion was he was for. I'm pretty sure he was for mask mandate. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not even against a mask mandate, though.
I don't think.
I just don't want a federal.
You should be just.
I just don't want a federal mask mandate.
Nowhere. Like I have no problem with them. Like I wear them out all the time. But what I'm saying is, you should be given the facts, and you should be given the right to make up your own mind, because you are your own person. And everyone says,
true.
Oh, but this and this, and
but
it's like
here's where this gets gray. So, on almost everything, I agree with you. You're given the facts. You have the right. You make it up and you decide for yourself. But in a public health crisis, especially when you have a virus that's as contagious as the coronavirus, you're not making a decision just for yourself.
You're making
a decision for everyone you come in contact with.
But let me stop you right there.
Okay.
New York, very liberal, very mask mandate.
Yep.
Why are their numbers going up? And they're socially distancing and they're wearing masks.
Not. Okay, so that right there, I think Como should be punched in the dick.
I'm just saying.
I know, but here's the thing.
A lot of those people, they're all like in New York City. They're extremely liberal, but yet the numbers are still going up, and they're not. They're. Well,
but here's why. It's impossible to effectively social distance in a place like New York City. It's not fucking possible. Think about how
everything's shut down still, right? I don't know.
Right, but even in an apartment building, think about going to get your mail. I don't even think the hallway is 6 feet wide.
But if they're wearing a mask, that's my point.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want
it's not strapped to your face,
right?
Where it's like rubber and nothing's getting in.
Well, when you're talking about coronavirus, I said from very early on, I said the secret to beating this is testing, because you can have 1,000 people in a room, all wearing masks, all being 6 feet apart, or fuck it, no masks, no distance. You can have them rubbing up against each other. If nobody's got the virus, nobody's going to get sick.
That's the point.
You can have a room with two people
testing,
in it.
100% agree. Very important.
Now, the problem is we didn't have tests.
And on top of that, our tests, while we do test a lot, and our tests are still not 100%.
Correct.
And the thing is, those rapid tests that people are doing, the 20-minute ones, I think 1 out of 3 are false positives. I don't know if that's 100% true. That's just, what
But there's reason to believe that it may or may not be accurate.
Right.
So I guess here's the thing. In the event of you don't have an effective means of testing, what do? You just take precautions. Stay the fuck away from people. Cover your face as best you can. But to your point that I was going to make earlier, in something like this, you can't necessarily let people decide for themselves because there's always going to be that
one asshole.
There's always going to be that one asshole who's going to go out and I've seen it. I've seen people. It's like, sir,
I've seen it.
Did I say seen it?
No, I did.
Oh,
it's a joke.
So like I was in, I forget what restaurant it was. I was just picking up food, and literally this fucking asshole who's there with his wife and children, 2 kids, none of them wearing masks. And then they're told, you have to wear a mask.
I would have just left. Did they not?
Well, kind of, but he's raising hell and said, I'll just never come here again, blah, 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 and making this huge deal about it. It's like, first of all, you know what's going on. Like, this is not new.
Do you know what restaurant it was or where it was?
I want to say it was Tijuana Flats.
Where was it?
In Fishers. Hamilton County.
So the big question is what happens when you sit down? Are you allowed to take it off?
Well, at this time, they weren't allowing people to dine in. Now, that wasn't a city thing. That was just this restaurant.
Oh, they were just grabbing their food and going?
Right.
I get it. Yeah, that's fine. But
but I guess here's the thing.
If everyone else is wearing it, I mean, like I was saying, my point is effectiveness. Well, that's all I'm just trying to get at.
But, okay, so I totally get what you're saying.
And by the way, out in the outside world, that thing gets clogged in 20 minutes and becomes useless.
Clogged?
Yeah, because of all the dust in the air and whatnot.
Okay.
Those things are meant for...
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Did you really? Bullshit.
Let me see it. I'll do it on the other side.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to use it again.
Okay. Ready?
Yep. I didn't feel shit.
I know, because I didn't feel it the first time either.
Fucking asshole.
No, but what I mean is...
I believe I just fake sneezed on each other.
Just because you can't feel air doesn't mean particles don't get through.
I know, but it's better than...
Well, and the thing is...
Because then I get spit in your eye.
According to the CDC, is it only droplets that the virus is in?
See, that's the problem.
Because the virus itself is very small. So if like so many particles are in your droplets and so many come out as just particles, they're flying through everything.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying that I'm not saying that they're ineffective. I'm saying they're not as effective as they should be. But the thing is, people, those N95s with the respirators, those are the only thing. Like people think that the N95s, just those ones you wear in like construction zones.
Yeah.
Those are the best. And it's like, no, the ones with the respirators are. But they only filter what's coming in. If you cough, everything goes out.
Right.
So it's pointless. Just the same with those. Everything comes out the
side.
So
the best thing is to stay home.
The best thing is to get your fucking health in check and get your immunities up. That's my whole point.
Well, right.
Just like Joe Rogan says.
But even if you have good immunity and you have the virus in your system, you can still transmit it.
Yes, but it's less likely.
You're still contagious, though.
You're contagious, but it's less likely you're going to give it to someone because if you're not coughing.
Right.
But the thing is, if you do cough, if you know you have it, I mean, just
that's my point, though.
If you have to cough or something, don't cough.
Most people, if they know they have it, they will stay home.
Yeah.
There's always one asshole who's like, well, I'm an American and I need my McDonald's.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
I need my McDonald's. I'm going to get my triple stack.
Listen, McDonald's has not allowed a single person to eat inside. They only allow them in for a second.
I know, but still.
I hate that. I want to eat it. Actually, I've never eaten inside of McDonald's in like fucking 20 years.
I know, right?
That's weird.
I've heard some people complain.
I just want to go there and eat inside. I'm like, no, I want to grab that shit, go home and watch some Netflix.
Why?
Thought this was America.
I know, right? This one doesn't even have a TV in it.
Like I said, personal freedom. That's all it is. And
personal freedom, but okay, so here we go. This is a Ben Shapiro argument. So, it's like you have as much freedom to swing your fist around until it hits my face.
Yeah. And if you hit me with your fist, I'm going to hit you back.
Well, that's... Yeah, but we're talking about the law here.
Right.
So, in this instance, the coronavirus is the fist.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do not have a right to wave your fist around if it hits me in the face. So, you're in a nice little gray area here.
Well, and he's also... a very scared person. You can just look at him. He's a cool dude. Oh yeah, dude. You can just tell. I don't mean just Corona.
Well, Eric, there's quite a few reasons to be scared if you actually look at it.
That's completely unprofessional. I mean, please,
there's a reason.
Please don't hurt me, Tina.
There's a reason that we're leaving California. I should be able to have my children play in my front lawn.
Just wait.
And not have to worry about them coming across needles or a homeless person.
Listen, though, besides that and the lockdowns, besides that, I guarantee you, Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro, as soon as they're all back to normal in California, their bitch asses are going to move back. Mark my words. I'm talking if Newsom is taken out, and then
I don't know, Joe.
Who's the LA County mayor?
I don't remember his name.
But as soon as they're gone, if they get some people in there with a lick of sense,
but they won't.
I know because they keep voting in idiots.
Well, I know, but think about it, because all the people that had any sense are leaving.
Oh, that's true.
So now you're just going to have a libtard stronghold.
And then homelessness.
Yeah.
And then, undocumented people. I'm not going to
say. So you know what? Actually, if
if
Republicans want to take California, here's what you do. You're going to have to go outside your party platform to win for this, but here's what you do.
Oh, and then just switch up legislation.
Exactly.
Legislation.
Promise every homeless person $1,000 and a sandwich.
Also, just do what Joe Biden did. Promise all this stuff and then put, conservative-ish people in high spots,
Well, I would say promise them crack, but, I mean, you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, his son is the dealer. I don't necessarily know about the dealer.
We're talking about the Republicans here.
Oh, sorry, yeah. They hand out Coke. Come on, guys!
I was really upset. There was a guy, and I forget his name. He ran against Maxine Waters in her district.
I wish he would have won.
His campaign video was awesome.
Did he lose?
Yeah, he lost by a
They're
landslide.
dumb. Like she's evil.
Well, no, but he did a campaign video. Like it was an ad on YouTube, and I watched the whole 8-minute video because I'm like, he's hooked me. Because he's like, I grew up on these streets, and to get out, I bettered myself. I joined the military, and I learned this, that, and I'm coming back because I want to fix it.
They don't want that. They want, what are you going to give me?
Here's the best part, though. He shoots outside Maxine Waters' mansion that's not even in the district that she's... And he's, like, talking shit right in front of her gate. And I'm like, come on.
She's not even in the district? How
not
is
her mansion.
Is that not... Oh, well, I don't know how that works. I thought you have to live in your district.
I thought you did too.
Huh. California is not corrupt or anything. Uh-huh.
Well, there might be some weird...
She's in California, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There might be some weird thing where like she's got residency in the district, but she doesn't spend all of her time there. It might be one of those things.
Probably got 14 houses,
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's in the district, but it's not in the neighborhood.
You're probably right. I mean, never mind. She probably has,
but it's like how can
houses.
Hillary Clinton run for Senate in New York?
Because she has several houses. Because she
exactly.
Because Democrats, man, they can get a lot of money really fast.
Actually lives in Vermont.
Oh my gosh.
For half of the year at least.
The funny thing is,
I'm not in the Russia. I'm sorry. The Soviet Union fell in 1991.
Could you imagine if Bloomberg won? A billionaire Democrat? Oh God, that'd be terrible.
They wouldn't know what to do.
And they're talking about Trump wanting to do everything better for his businesses. Could you imagine him?
No, I'll tell you what happened to a liberal socialist if Bloomberg wins as a Democrat. No. Billionaires bad. No. They just short out. They wouldn't know what to do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but billionaires bad. Elon Musk should run as a libertarian. Be like, just fuck it all.
I wish he would run for something. I'd vote for him.
Why would he?
Because he has sense.
But why would he? That's why he doesn't run. Because anybody who has sense doesn't run.
Well, that's the thing about Trump. Why'd he even run?
Because he has balls.
Well, I'm just saying though. Like, what was the purpose of him running? He was already a billionaire, and nothing was going to take that away.
I believe honestly that it initially started just as an ego thing. I don't think he expected to win. I really don't.
Well, didn't he run in 2012 too?
Yeah, he's run previously, but he's always dropped out.
Yeah, because he I don't know why.
So speaking of Tesla, have you seen their new Roadster? Dude, $25,000 is going to be. Yeah, and it's a sexy ass car.
25,000?
25,000.
I can almost swing that.
I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, now let me think about this.
Could you imagine delivering in that son of a bitch?
Dude.
$25,000 is only $400 a month for 5 years.
Can you finance a Tesla? I thought you had to pay outright for
Well,
it.
you just get a bank loan.
Oh, true.
You don't finance through Tesla.
True. That's true.
Just like any car.
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking,
$25,000. But the only thing is, you have to have the
that's
connector, and you have to get.
Yeah, and that's the base model.
Yeah,
too.
and it probably
like,
doesn't have all the fun stuff with it.
Oh, I don't know. I think it still goes 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds.
Fuck! Can you imagine?
Man,
without the noise. You know they have fake noise to simulate. Could you imagine what it sounds like? It's in the speakers.
So funny story. I didn't know this. I think they added it. Did you know that Teslas have a ludicrous mode?
Hmm?
That's like it's a Spaceballs joke.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say you didn't know that, and I was like, you're like the biggest Spaceballs fan ever.
I'm just like,
I watched it like twice.
That's because Elon Musk is just sitting there fucking smoking a joint and be like, what would be funny?
Oh, that thing you sent me the other day. He and Elon and who was it?
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, and they smoked together, and I bet Joe Rogan's pissed.
Oh, whatever. I bet he laughed the shit out of it.
Well, actually, no. On the first podcast with Joe Rogan and Elon, they smoked a big blunt.
Smoked him. Hell, Joe gave it to him.
They didn't smoke it?
Oh, I think they did.
They were lighting it up. It was a cigar with weed in it.
Yeah, and Joe gave it to him to smoke.
Yeah, because he's all like, that dude is a genius.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, but...
I actually felt bad for him, though, because, like, during that podcast, Joe asked him, he's like, what's that like? Like, what's it like having your mind? And
he said he hates it.
Yeah. And then he
says you can't switch it off.
He explained what it was like, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking rough if you think about it.
It's like insomnia.
I mean, just but I mean, just think about
mind.
that. Think about that. You're constantly being flooded. I mean, it's never off. I don't know how the dude sleeps. I guess he has trouble sleeping.
Oh yeah, that's probably why he smokes weed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He just gets blitzed out, eats a fucking can of Pringles, and goes to bed. Once you pop, you just can't stop.
And wakes up 3 hours later and is like, I got it.
Yeah.
We're going to make a truck.
No, he sleeps for 30 minutes. He's a conehead. I'm better now.
I got it. We're going to make a truck that looks like a fucking thing.
Oh, my gosh. He's going to... All right, look. Go to the nearest kindergarten place, and I want a picture of a truck. Just, I don't care. Anyone.
It kind of looks like the Batmobile from the Christopher Nolan.
Dude, that truck is hideous.
I kind of want one.
I know.
I'm kidding. No, I don't want one of those. I don't want one of those. I do that Roadster, man, because I was originally like, oh man, I'd love to have a Model 3. But
the S series, is it the S series? The Model S. Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Just but those start at 60 G's.
I know.
they're.
But the thing is, though, like, I mean, they're not technically autonomous, but they are self-driving-ish.
I've seen demos. It's pretty.
Once 5G completely takes over, it's going to be a lot easier because 5G, the way they explained it, is so much
because devices connect to each other
instead of
through a satellite. Yeah,
it's just like
so that's exciting.
Yeah, and I love it when people are like, it gives cancer. I'm like, what doesn't?
You think okay, really, that's what you think?
Did you hear what they're talking about doing is Tesla, I believe they're wanting to put 5G like not towers, but like receptor, I don't know, whatever, in the cars itself.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, that's scary. I'm like, I mean, yeah.
You do understand that these waves are far too large to do anything to your body, right?
I mean, we don't know any long term, but the thing is, hey, guess what? 4G and 3G and all that stuff's been around for a long time.
Well, and you can measure the size
long term over a year, but I'm talking like longer.
Well, I know, but here's the thing though, like what you can't, like, okay,
chromium-6.
That's a chemical though. But
I know.
But like take microwaves.
Let's talk about that movie with Julia
Roberts.
Yeah, thank you.
Hexavalent chromium.
Oh, god dang it. Anyway, go ahead.
So, like, when the microwave was first introduced, people were scared of it. Because they're like, it melts food. What's it doing to our bodies? But then they keep, and to this day, they keep trying to explain to people. I still see people online like, oh no, I don't trust anything where you can't see how it's cooking. It's like, listen, asshole, here's what's going on. These microwaves are too fucking fat.
You know they do leak radiation, though. Small amounts.
But the radiation that Okay, the radiation that they're putting out, the waves in it are too big to do anything to your body.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it torches the food. Anything you have in it, there's no nutrients
yeah, but
left
all
over.
it does is it makes the water molecules move faster and it creates heat. That's the secret of a microwave. That's how it works.
There was a study I watched, and they were talking about the difference between like standard microwave and then like not conventional microwave. I can't think of what
convection?
they're called. Microwaves you would see in a like a, I don't know what they're called.
Like a culinary microwave or
something like that. But the thing is, they use different, like, they don't even actually heat the plates. They heat whatever's in there. Like, I can't explain it. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and get back to you on that. But it's a different type of microwave. And the thing is, there was these one people that literally took microwaves out of their home and like they had chronic headaches and whatnot. And you know, it's not necessarily the what's coming out. It was the frequency. Like there's so much around us going on, different frequencies, and it actually disrupts our not necessarily our DNA, but like I don't know, like I watched this thing and it blew my mind. And you know, take everything with a grain of salt. But these people were talking about how they felt insanely better. And who was it? He said he doesn't even allow anything in his house, and he's a famous person.
Did you watch Better Call Saul?
Oh, love that show.
So you know his
brother,
Chuck's,
his crazy brother. Which actually, it's not really crazy at all because
he was crazy.
He was crazy, but I'm saying though, like if you would live without all that stuff, you would see a difference in your physiology and your brain waves, like the way people react.
I can see the brain waves definitely
because the thing is, there's
still a lot.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're all frequency.
Yeah. Do you know how the microwave was invented?
No.
Totally by accident.
I thought micro was just like everything. Like
so no, here's what's going on.
Everything.
Picture it's World War II. They're trying to improve radar by using microwaves. And I forget his name. The scientist who was doing one of the experiments, he had a chocolate bar in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he's standing next to this machine, right, that's emitting microwaves. And then he reaches into his pocket and it's melted. And he's like, huh. There's something to this. Didn't work for radar.
I get it, but that's scary to think that he was like standing next to it and it just melted the chocolate, and you know, it's like what to do to him.
Well, but okay, so here's the difference though between like the average person and a physicist who knows what's going on with the machine, and there's a reason they thought microwaves were going to work. Obviously they didn't because they don't have as much of a reach that you need for radar, but I mean they knew well before then that microwaves were they don't do anything harmful to the human body. They'd already figured this out. But what they didn't realize is that it makes water molecules dance.
Yeah, didn't know that. I didn't know. I've had a microwave all my life. Never known how they work. I was like, it gets hot.
Well, but that's how you make a microwave safe plate is you just make sure it doesn't have any water in it, or you make sure that it's of a material where the microwaves don't enter into it. That's all it is.
Well, and also, you know, if you have anything metal in the microwave,
do you know why that happens?
Well, as long as you have more food in it than metal, it won't spark.
I did not know that, but you know why it sparks?
Why?
Because the microwaves make the molecules dance, right?
Yeah.
Well, in metal, they're already so tight that it makes them dance more, and it actually causes combustion.
Yeah. The only reason I know that is because at work somebody like had one of those like quarter pans, you know, the little metal pans in a restaurant, and they put food in and they put it in my microwave. I was like, "What are you doing?" And they're all like, "Well, if you have more food," and they put it in there. Nothing. I was like, what the
But here's the other thing. Why would you still do it?
It's like, easy to heat it up, and then you just throw it in a water tank, you know, the little heat tables. You know, so like say you got refried beans you need to heat up real quick.
Oh, gotcha. You know? Yeah, I can see that.
Anybody who eats refried beans, you're a monster. No, I'm just kidding. I
love refried beans.
At a Mexican restaurant.
There's an awesome YouTube channel called "Is It a Good Idea to Microwave This?"
Oh my gosh.
I love those guys.
I might have to watch it. That sounds funny.
They're hilarious.
Have you ever seen it? I don't think it wasn't like a Vine or anything like that, or a TikTok or anything like that. It was just a guy recording himself. He's an idiot. He was microwaving, you know, those glow sticks.
Yeah.
And he microwaved it, and he had it in his hand. Boom! And it blew up all over his shirt and face. He's like, "Oh, Dad!" And his dad comes in. He's like, "What did you do? You ruined your beautiful shirt." look what you did to your shirt. Gosh dang it, George. This was a beautiful shirt. And he's just like, his face, he's got this shit all over his face, and he's like dying. And he's like, and he's like, your beautiful shirt. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I was like, dude's son's like got freaking reptiles juices on his eyes, and yet he's worried about his shirt. Your beautiful shirt. Can't take this.
Oh my god. Yeah, I need to see that. We should put I don't know if the channel's still up, but if it is, we should totally link to it. And some of them surprise you, because there's some that you assume like, oh, that's going to go up in a ball of fire. And then nothing happens.
It's crazy. That's
so
what I'm
then
saying.
They have to add something combustible. I think it's a can of spray paint. No.
I watched, maybe I have seen something like this, or maybe it was something.
Marshmallows are crazy in the microwave.
This dude put gasoline in a microwave.
It shouldn't do anything.
I think it didn't. I can't remember. I feel like it exploded like crazy. Or actually, he was shooting at it. Never mind.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You know, you ever heard of Bat Dad?
Yes.
His brother-in-law, he had a YouTube channel, and it was just him blowing shit up with gasoline. And it was awesome, because he was literally like mowing with a mower, and all of a sudden he just it just explodes, and he's just like running. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, that reminds me of when Keto blew up his barn.
Oh, good times. Yeah. What about the Molotov cocktail?
I wasn't there for that.
You weren't?
No.
I thought you were. Yeah, that motherfucker kicked that right in my chest.
Technically, I wasn't there for the barn blowing up, but what?
Oh, the explanation. Yeah. Why is there a hole in the ground and the ceiling?
And they bought it.
They're dumb. His parents.
They bought it. So, for those who don't know, our friend
Alex
went through a phase where, well, we all kind of went through a phase where we just like to blow stuff up, but he took it to like Unabomber territory.
Technically, we never left, because not too long ago, 4th of July after-ish, we were all shooting fireworks into a thing, and some kids tried to fight us.
Incidentally, though, for those of you who may be wondering, bottle rockets do work underwater.
And on top of that, they're really fun to throw in, what are those things called?
I don't know what they're
rain drainage pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these rain drainage pipes are huge, and so it makes a really loud...
They echo. Whoa.
That probably just blew your eardrums out for anyone who's listening on headphones.
But yes, so we found out on the 4th of July by complete accident that if a bottle rocket goes into water, it will still...
My favorite thing to do is rip it off the stick and just hope for the best. Light it and just... hit the dirt! I think I might have said that like 50 times that night.
Because it was funny. I was going to say something.
Every time.
Totally lost it.
We were talking about... Alex. You were talking about Alex.
Oh, yeah, so the barn. So I get a call, and it's weird because we would call each other occasionally, because this was before cell phones, but it wasn't normal.
When we had to call each other?
Yeah, it's like when somebody called, there was a reason.
Yeah, we'd be like, hey, we're coming, we're on the way.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was it was usually like a notice being like, hey, we're on our way. You know?
Or, hey, what are you doing? All right, I'm coming over.
Yeah, it was to make plans. So anyway, I get a call, and I'm getting ready to go to work, and Keto calls me. And I'm like, what's up? He was like, dude, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I just blew up my barn. Now, Keto lives probably, what would you say? It was probably half a mile?
Oh, no.
Maybe a mile?
2.
2 miles?
Easily.
Really?
Oh, easily.
Oh, maybe it was that. Okay, so he lives 1 or 2 miles away from me, but straight down one road in the country.
That's a long road.
Yeah. Well, and we used to walk it, so.
Once. That was horrible.
Well, we walked from Waldron to my house.
That was okay, though, because we went up...
Well, no, we walked from Keto's house to Waldron back to my house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we called our parents, and they're like, you walk there, you walk back. Because we got to Keto's house, and he's like, all right, see you guys later. I'm like...
But legs...
That was terrible.
But anyway, so Keto calls me. He's like, I don't know what to do. I blew up my barn. I'm like, what do you mean you blew up your barn? And at this moment, I look out the window towards his house, and I see it. There's a literal cloud. Like, there's a smoke cloud coming, and I'm like, oh my god, what did you do? He was like, well, you remember that bomb I was mixing? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it blew up.
It went boop.
And I was just like, what are you going to do? And they bought it. What did he tell him? He told him that like some chemicals had been left out and they must have exploded.
I mean, that's pretty good explanation.
That's pretty much what happened. I mean, they just left out the part where he mixed them together and stored them.
So funny. Speaking of another funny thing, do you remember the mini bike I used to ride around?
Yeah, and I actually crashed it.
Dude, the first time, I'm pretty sure that was the first time you ever rode anything like that,
Yes,
wasn't it?
it was.
He gets on this bike, and it's, mind you, it's tiny, and he gets on.
And I've never ridden one
he's
before.
he's at the end of his driveway, and on the end of his driveway is a road, and on the other side is a ditch. This dude gets on it and whiskey throttles it, all out of control, hits the ditch, flips over, and he's like, I mean, he didn't get hurt or anything like that, but it was the funniest thing ever because
I laughed. It was funny.
He's like, what the hell? He never touched it again.
Never touched it
I rode
again.
that thing around everywhere that summer because it was so much better than walking.
Yeah. How about it was my 13th birthday party? When, because Craig had his moped. And
when we went to Arby's?
no, we sent them to Arby's. Him and...
No, I went to Arby's.
No.
We rode our bikes with him on his moped.
Oh, no, I'm talking about on my birthday. We sent him and Dane to town for something. I can't remember. Maybe it was Taco Bell. But anyway.
Maybe.
That was the year I had... It was the largest birthday party I ever had. It was also the best. That was when we were all on my roof with paintball guns. Because everybody had a paintball gun at this time.
Yeah, that was when I outed Keetle. He got there and I'm like, Keetle. And I'm talking to the doggy door. And your mom's just like, who are you talking to? I'm like, no one.
Well, but the weird thing was he was allowed to be there. His parents didn't want him there.
Yeah, but the thing is your mom was not trying to get them shitty. Which all she had to do was be like, whatever.
He just showed up, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, we sent Craig and he took Dane, I believe it was Dane, with them to town to get something, and then they came back and we just opened fire.
Oh yeah.
But Craig, Mr. Commando, just jumps off the moped, dives right behind the LP tank, and Dane just stands there. Quit it.
That was great. I think Anthony and Joel were there.
Yeah, they were.
Anthony, Joel, you, me.
It was me, you, Anthony, Joel, Dane, Craig. Keatle stopped by for a minute.
Was Jordan and Tony there?
Yes, Jordan and Tony were
Wasn't
there.
that when they brought the PlayStation and
Yes.
we played GT Final Bout for the first time?
hours, yeah.
I never got to play because no one would let me play.
I feel like there were
bitches.
more people there, but I might be wrong.
Probably. There was a lot.
I thought there were 13 of us.
Brad Lux. Not Brad Lux. Yeah. Brad.
No.
Brad. What's his last name? Not Lux.
Not Taylor.
Taylor. Brad
Taylor
Taylor.
wasn't there.
No.
Andrew was there. Andrew Brandt was there.
Did he show?
Yep, he was there. So that's 10. I feel like there was more, but
We're just rambling on. People have no idea what we're talking about.
it's fun. They're learning.
I half the time we forget we're live.
Yeah, I know, right?
We just ramble on and on.
No, I think that might have been it. I think it might have only been 10 people.
Oh, it's 12:30.
Sean was there.
Who else? I think Anthony's cousin might have been there too.
Yes.
What's his name?
Alex. But I feel like somebody else was there. No, it wasn't my birthday party. That was
He wasn't there.
No, that was the first time I ever got punched in the kidney.
Oh, Jordan's cousin was there.
Yeah. He wasn't at my birthday party though. That was another time.
You know, he works up on up at the cop gas station up here.
Oh, really?
He's super fat.
Really?
Yeah, he's super fat. He didn't want to fight me that night. You remember? Made me stand in a freaking pose because he's just like, we need to stand here for his life. He wanted to squat because he didn't want to fight me.
That's right.
I was like, dude, you're fucking I was like, you're supposed to be a black belt. But then you ended up fighting him, and you guys had a good match.
Yeah, but he got a kidney shot on me. And
That's where you... That, exactly.
Ooh, that was
I was like,
good
why don't you want to fight me, but you fight him?
Well, because you were a lot bigger than I was.
Pussy. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he got me. Like
I had no technique or anything like that. It was just going to be all...
He got me, though. It was a perfect shot. He went down. He went low and just right. I mean, literally.
Oh, he was pretty good.
Perfect shot. Oh, yeah. I felt it. I was not ashamed to concede that one.
Ouch.
No, like to the point where I couldn't stand.
Why does he keep punching me in the kidney?
Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
Well...
You want to wrap it up?
I think that's a good spot anywhere to stop because we just kind of got off on a tangent on the last 20 minutes.
This whole thing was a tangent, but it was
fun. This whole
fun.
thing was a tangent.
And
we've had
call.
like 5 viewers.
Hey, I think it was a good one, honestly.
Well, we haven't been on in a few weeks, so that's why.
It was a good refresher.
Might have one soon in a couple of days, maybe a week.
A couple of days to a week, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Might be able to swing one this weekend. Try to at least.
Cool.
Just
That sounds good.
Getting
And we'll
off
get
work sucks.
And then
Work sucks.
Another.
I know.
And then another thing I want to do is we got to get. We already talked about this. We got to get.
We need to get out of the garage. I got a perfect thing. Our first video outside is going to be labeled "Out of the Garage."
Out of the garage. Oh my God! I'm totally your neighbor. Oh. Fuck.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah, Adam. I thought it was Adam. We got to get him on here because he's hysterical.
And the drunker he gets, the funnier it gets.
Awesome. So. And then another thing we got to do is we got to get as many people as possible and do a live Cards Against Humanity.
Oh yeah. Anything that too.
Because I filled in one of the blank cards with Trump's orgasm face. Like how you can make your own cards.
That's amazing.
Oh, I have some amazing.
Trump's orgasm face.
Which I think it looks something like this. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I had like this running thing.
I don't think he's touched Melania in years. I don't think she allows him to.
I doubt it. No, but I was talking to a friend of mine. I just had this running gag. I was over an hour of like what political figures' orgasm faces look like.
Oh my God.
I said Trump squint. It all started because I was like, I bet Trump squints when he orgasms. Ooh, and then.
It was fantastic.
I'm trying to remember what I said about Biden. I think he was like, he probably has a tired face.
No, he's probably just like, what are we doing here?
He wakes up, he's like, who are you?
There is no orgasm. It's just like, huh? What?
I'm just going tangents.
Tangents for days. All right, people.
I'm out.
Like a light bulb.
Out like a